We are live. Nope. We are going to go live on Facebook now.
Hot mic.
Hot mic.
Hot potatoes.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week number 10 of high school football across the great state of West Virginia. 2 weeks is all that remains in the 2021 regular season for programs in all three classes across the state. 2 weeks with which to make a move in the rankings, to earn a playoff spot, or to fall out of the top 16. There is still much chaos that must be sorted out before we will know exactly who will extend their seasons and who will hang up their gear for another year. And with the COVID-19 situation still hanging around, there is an added element of uncertainty surrounding points, games, wins, and losses. Most recently, the WVSSAC, the governing body of high school sports in West Virginia, made a decision that programs needed to submit games that were postponed throughout the season by November 1st as either a no contest or a forfeit for the unoffending team. What that means is a last-minute influx of points for some teams, and that may be the difference in making the top 16 and not. In Class AA, the number of teams fighting for a playoff spot is limited. Only 22 of the 37 programs in this class still have a numerical chance at the top 16. A couple of very prominent names as traditional powerhouses in this class, Fairmont Senior and Bluefield, find themselves in a precarious situation with only 2 weeks remaining on the outside looking in. For the Polar Bears, even 2 wins to finish the season may not be enough. For the Beavers, there is still a question of if they will have the needed 8-game schedule to qualify. It's just that kind of year. Tonight, number 1 Polka and number 2 Herbert Hoover square off. There is a 3-way logjam at number 8 right now with North Marion, Frankfort, and Liberty Raleigh all tied. And at the bottom of the top 16, there are a full 12 teams jockeying for position, many of whom will play each other in the last 2 weeks. So sit tight. The last 2 weeks are going to get wild. Mixed in with all of the mess are the Roane County Raiders, currently sitting at number 7 in Class AA, and currently battling to get back to the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. The Raiders would love to win out and have all of the chaos surrounding them play out with a home playoff game for just the second time in school history. However, they cannot control any of the surrounding factors. All they can control is the last 2 Friday nights of the regular season. With few points still legitimately available to the Raiders, they know they must take care of business. Tonight offers this hungry group another opportunity to go 1-0 on the week. To do so, Coach Paul Burdett and his staff must hope that their team will not look past the record of their opponent and instead look at the name on the jersey opposing them and remember the history between the two. Tonight is Ravenswood. That name alone should be enough motivation for the Raiders to come in ready, focused, and fired up. Forget the fact that the Red Devils have fallen on hard times and come in winless. Remember that the Red Devils traditionally have owned the Raiders. Remember that the Red Devils ended the postseason run of one of the best Raider teams in history in 2011. Understand the Red Devils are playing their final game of the season at home on alumni night in front of their home crowd, and they want this one badly. Roane County had better come prepared tonight, and from everything we have seen from this group, they absolutely will. Roane County, it's time to kick the tires and light the bonfires. It's time for Raider football. Live from Spano Taylor Stadium on the campus of Ravenswood High School, Raider football is once again on the air. From Reedy to Walton, Newton to Spencer, and all points in between, we welcome you to WVRC 104.7 FM's coverage of your Roane County Raiders. Sandra Miller, Matt White, Joe Boots Blosser, Katie Nutter. Glad you could join us for this rivalry. That is exactly what this is, Matt. This is the rivalry. The two teams have squared off every single year in Roane County Schools history. They'll do it for the 29th time here tonight.
This is one of those rivalries that spans all the way to the beginning of time, Drew. All the way back into the Spencer and Walton days. Always has this been a huge game for the Roane Countyans to come over into Ravenswood territory. This is a tough place to play, big crowd. It's going to end up being one of those kind of games. Like we've said, every game this year, it comes down to controlling the line of scrimmage. Roane County last week against Doddridge County got a little bit of a punch in the mouth early in that game and was had a hard time recovering from it. Unable to pull that one out. Please believe that Coach Burdett has his guys ready and fired up for this one. It's going to be a good game. One of the things that concerns me a lot, though, with this Ravenswood team, they are very experienced up front. 5 starting linemen, all seniors. 3 skill guys that are seniors. There's a lot of experience on this team. Can they put it together? We certainly hope not. Just as Roane County fans, we don't want these guys to get any kind of momentum, any kind of extra energy that they don't need coming into this ball game. It's going to be huge. There's some really good skill guys for Ravenswood, though. Isaiah Casto, he's the lead feature running back, 805 yards on the ground. He's had 3 games of 100-plus yards, also 6 catches, 97 yards. He's thrown the ball some. They mix things up a lot. The starting quarterback, Jacob Bowling, 864 yards through the air, 8 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He comes in as the second leading receiver on this team with 16 catches and 191 yards and 2 scores. So you never know what's going to happen. The big tight end, fullback, Wes Hill, he's a bruiser, goes about 235 pounds, good receiver. He and Sean Banks are the 2 leading receivers for this Ravenswood team at 19 each, respectively. Hill, though, with 324 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's the second leading passer on this team. So they're going to throw a lot of things at you. And Roane County's got to be able to recognize those things on the fly and be able to react to them, understand the situation, recognize who's where on this field, because at any given point, those 3 guys could be lined up anywhere, and watch for some trickeration. You said there's 2 weeks left. There's 1 game left for Ravenswood, and you know they are not going to hold anything back.
Yeah, they do not want to lose out in front of their home crowd on Alumni Night, the Hall of Fame celebration here at Ravenswood High School, just happening before we came on the air. You mentioned the beef up front for Ravenswood. That's where it will start and finish for Roane County. You've got 2, obviously, 2-headed monster running backs in Skylar Delk and Briar Begler, both closing in on 1,000-yard seasons as juniors. That's very exciting. But admittedly, Coach Paul Burdett said last week, Roane County did not have the best week of practices in preparation for the best team they played all year. I think what happened on that Friday night was a nice little learning experience and a reminder to this Roane County team that every single week, every single practice, every single night that you play, you better bring everything you've got, because it can go away as quickly as it got good for you. And again, you're supposed to beat this Ravenswood team tonight, no matter where you play them, no matter what the field conditions are. Right now, the weather has held up for us. We expected a lot of rain today, and so far it's held off. We hope that it continues to, but it doesn't matter, Matt. You should come in here and do what you should do and walk out of here with a victory.
Well, most anybody will tell you that if they've played football, some of the more fun games you play are those muddy games. I mean, it's just a bunch of teenage boys. They don't care about getting sloppy and muddy and dirty. And at the end of the game, as long as you can put up a W on the board, it doesn't matter. And one of those things, too, in those field conditions, it evens the playing field, which can be, a little bit detrimental to a team, if you're looking to mix it up with run and pass. Roane County has plenty of the ability to just power the ball, which is conducive to a sloppier field. But like you said, it's held off pretty well. The field, it's got a little bit of dirt here from the 50 down to the left side goal line. Right side, not so bad. One of those things that, you get used to when you've dealt with grass surfaces for so long is when those between the hash mark areas end up just a little bit worn down by the end of a season. But so we'll see what Roane County is going to come out with. For everything that I've seen on Ravenswood, I would imagine they run a base of like a 4-3 defense. Probably going to go with more of a 5-man front early in this ball game, and we'll see if that kind of adjustment, the cat and mouse game of if Ravenswood goes with 5 front, does Roane County try to spread the ball out and try to throw it a little bit more? Or do you come out and just try from the onset, the very, very beginning of this game to establish that running game. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Burdett starts out with this ball game, depending on what Ravenswood runs on defense.
Well, you know one thing that's going to happen if Roane County wins the toss, they're going to elect to take possession to begin the ball game. We'll find out all of that here in about 15 minutes. We'll take a break for our sponsors. When we come back, more pregame coverage here on WVRC 104.7 FM, including the Coach's Corner interview with head coach Paul Burdett after these messages. Okay, give us...
Dude, that whole time might sound like I had a helicopter in my
Really?
Yeah.
Was yours doing that too?
Really?
Yeah, you didn't have that, Drew?
Huh.
Okay. I thought that was...
No.
It's just crappy equipment.
Give us, from right here, give us 4 minutes of commercials. Thank you. That's weird that yours is
Yeah, I
doing
thought that was just across the board, so I didn't,
I know. I thought it was just mine because it's done that to me before.
Get this thing queued up here. I might want to turn it down first so we don't blast each other's ears, huh? Maybe. That's not good. This thing finally take its final steps last week. Boots, I'm gonna steal yours and see if that's stiff. Your stuff's not playing, Boots. Let's see what we got here. Might be this thing. Might be this thing finally took its last breath. Probably. Whoa, did you just see that? Maybe that fixed it. I swear if it did, I'd be shocked. No. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to hold it up to my, yeah. Whew, did you see the sparks fly off of that thing? Okay.
Welcome back, folks. I'm standing here with Coach Paul Burdett in the end zone of Spano-Taylor Field, Flynn Field, whatever you want to call it. It's Roane County and Ravenswood once again. There's no need to have to try to hype your guys up for this game.
No, it kind of takes care of itself, Drew. I think it's pretty obvious that this is our biggest rivalry, probably without a doubt, longest-standing game we've ever played against anybody. So it's Ravenswood.
Again, but it being Ravenswood, it's still just another game and another 1-0 opportunity for you guys. You mentioned right before we come on, it's a big game. We need this. We need to get back on the winning track with just 2 games left in the regular season.
It's a huge game for us, but let's face it, all of them are. We got to come out and get back to what we're used to doing and the things that we're used to doing good. And we got to be physical. We got to be physical. That was something that we kind of left out last week. That got away from us. We got to get back to being physical tonight.
I would say that was one of the things that would be a major impact for you guys. Number 2 is take care of the football. 3 turnovers last week really hurt your cause. We expect some bad weather here. Right now it's so good. It's okay. But even if it's good or bad weather, you got to keep track of the ball.
We got to take care of the ball. And believe me, I talk to guys, my guys that handle the ball a lot in pregame. Take care of the ball. Take care of the ball, and we got to be conscious of that. Like I said before, you win the turnover battle, odds are you probably win the game.
Ravenswood on film, that's all we care about. We don't care about the record. On film, a lot like Buffalo in that they've got a big physical line, and they've got some skilled guys that you got to be careful of, right?
Ravenswood's a good football team. I don't care what the record is. If I didn't know what it was and I just watched film, I'd swear they're getting ready to go to the playoffs. That's how I see them. That's how I respect them and what they do. And we got to come out tonight and play that way.
How are you guys feeling coming off their first loss since week number 2 of the season? It seems as if you mentioned to us on Wednesday night, maybe they lacked a little bit of the focus necessary in the Dodgers preparation week. Has that been eliminated? Are you back to normal again?
It was a great week of practice. They're fired up every day, and we put them in positions, situations where they had to be uncomfortable this week because of what we thought was coming here Friday night. It's been a great week of practice.
I think these guys, as we've talked all year, are mature enough to understand what's necessary this week, and then you get this week, you move towards next week. Coach, again, we're into week 10 of the season. You guys have remained relatively healthy throughout. Same here tonight?
Yeah, thank the Lord. We're healthy. As healthy as we've ever been, probably this deep in the season, and hopefully that continues here tonight.
Coach, we wish you the best of luck. Let's get back on the winning side of things. And again, as you always say, another 1-0 week.
1-0, baby. Thanks, Drew. We appreciate it.
Head Coach Paul Burdett, folks, stick around. More pregame coverage after these messages on WVRC 104.7 FM.
Just give us a minute here. Check. Test. Okay. Ooh, hear a little feedback there.
Yep, a little bit.
We'll deal with it.
Touch.
10's good. We welcome you back to Spano Taylor Stadium at Flynn Field in Ravenswood, West Virginia, as we prepare for this rivalry game featuring the Roane County Raiders coming in off of their second loss of the season at Doddridge County. Roane County 6-2 overall, looking to get back on the winning track for Ravenswood. This is their final game of the season. They are 0-9, and that presents a dangerous opponent at home for the final game of Ravenswood's season. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams. First off, on offense for the Red Devils.
We talked about that big physical front for Ravenswood. Seniors across the board: 6'5", 240-pound Blake Ball, 6'4", 240-pound Brandon Bragg, 6'3", 250-pound Ethan Lane, 6'2", 240-pound Andrew Francis, and 6'5", 195-pound Jeremy Lent. The split receivers: Sean Banks, 5'9", 150-pound senior. We talked about him as the leading receiver on this team, 19 catches, 346, 2 touchdowns. And Wyatt Milhone, he is a 5'8", 120-pound sophomore, 7 catches, 3 of those for touchdowns for the sophomore. In the backfield, the fullback, the big man, 6'2", 235-pound Wes Hill. He is a senior, second leading rusher on this team, one and tied for the leading receiver on this ball club. The backfield, Isaiah Casto, 5'9", 170-pound senior, 805 yards, 7 touchdowns on the year for him. And running the offense, the 5'10", 160-pound sophomore, Jacob Bowling, who is also the second leading receiver on this team.
Trying to stop that offense of the Red Devils, and again, having something to prove after that Doddridge County loss where the defense helped give up 44 points. Along the front line, defensive tackles, Landon Whited, the senior, is 6 foot, 255 pounds, and Christian Jarvis, the junior, is 6 foot, 210 pounds. Nose guard, Jacob Bunner, the sophomore, runs 6'1", 270 pounds. At the Viper position will be Russell May, 5'7", 140-pound senior, and the Cobra will be Shadrach Greathouse. The senior is 5'9", 170 pounds. Along the linebacking core for the Raiders, outside backers, Briar Begler, the junior, is 5'8", 160, and Skylar Delk, the junior, is 5'10", 170. Your middle backer, Colton Paxton, the junior, runs 6 foot, 185. Defensive backs for the Raiders, Ethan Collins at one corner, 5'7", 140-pound senior, and Sean Conrad, a 5'9", 160-pound senior. Lane Epling is your safety. The senior is 5'10", 165 pounds.
Like I said in the pregame, Ravenswood, a base of 4-3, probably going to see more of a 5-man front. If that's the case, one end, 6 foot, 195-pound sophomore, Zane Ballas. The defensive tackle, 6'5", 240-pound senior, Blake Ball. The nose tackle will be the 6'2", 235-pound senior, Wes Hill. He's the leading tackler on this team, 72 on the year, 14 of those for a loss. The other tackle, 6'4", 240-pound senior, Brandon Bragg. And the right defensive end, the 5'9", 190-pound senior, Xavier Rodriguez. The middle linebacker is 5'10", 170-pound senior, Brett Parsons. To his left is 5'9", 165-pound junior, DeAndre Briggs. To his right, the 6 foot, 190-pound junior, Jaden Sire. The secondary, the one corner, the 5'9", 150-pound senior, Sean Banks. The other corner, who will be the guy that rotates in and out depending on the matchups, is the 5'8", 135-pound senior, Tice Price. The two safeties over the top, 5'10", 160-pound sophomore, Jacob Bowling. And also roaming the defensive secondary, 5'7", 130-pound junior, Brandon Haynes.
Offense has something to prove as well this week, coming off of that last week's loss. Left tackle, Christian Jarvis, 6 foot, 210-pound junior. Left guard, the sophomore, Jacob Bunner, 6'1", 270 pounds. Matthew Schaefer is your center, 6'1", 230-pound junior. Right guard, senior Landon Whited, 6 foot, 255. Right tackle, senior Toby Copen, 6 foot, 265 pounds. Your tight end, Colton Paxton, the junior, 6 foot, 185. Split end will be Lane Epling, 5'10", 165 senior. The wideout will be Sean Conrad, a 5'9", 160-pound senior. In the backfield, the two-headed monster of Skylar Delk, a 5'10", 170-pound junior, and Briar Begler, 5'8", 160-pound junior, both edging closer to 1,000-yard rushing this season. That would be quite the feat for those two. Your quarterback, the senior, Shadrach Greathouse, 5'9", 170 pounds. Conrad, Epling, Collins, and Greathouse are your captains. Roane County is in the white visiting jerseys with maroon letters trimmed out in black. They've got the charcoal pants trimmed out in maroon, white, maroon stripes. Thick white pipe striped down the middle of the helmets with the Raider R on both sides in white. For the Red Devils, they will go with the red jerseys with solid black numbers and solid black letters, black pants, black helmets for the Red Devils. Roane County 6-2. Again, their only two losses to Lincoln County and last week to Doddridge. They want this back, and they want to get to 7-2 and eventually 8-2. Ravenswood, their last game was a very close loss on the road to Buffalo, 26-21. You look at that contest, Matt, that's one of those ones you may look at as we played Buffalo tough, so did Ravenswood. This is a dangerous team.
It is. If it wasn't for a few miscues early in that ball game, Ravenswood got behind. They were down actually 26-6, I believe, in that game. Made a comeback toward the end. Gave up the opening kickoff to Buffalo. Went 3 and out. Had a miscue on the punt. Buffalo got possession at the 15-yard line and was able to punch it in and took a 2-score advantage within the first 2 possessions of that ball game. So credit to Ravenswood for fighting back in that one and really making that one a close ball game.
There is a lot of chaos around the top 16 getting ready to happen between this and next week. You look at the teams that are playing each other in the next couple of weeks. They're all around each other in the rankings. So take a look at what you will from this week and then throw it all out this weekend. And then Tuesday you're going to see what shakes out this coming week, and then you got another one of those same things.
Yeah, right. I mean, big matchup in AA, Polka and Hoover. That one's going to determine the top tier when it comes to AA standings. But right behind Roane County, you've got North Marion at 8. They still have to play Frankfort, who was also tied for 8. You've got Liberty Raleigh. They've got a couple of games left that'll really make a difference in that one. Kaiser and Frankfort have to play each other. So there's going to be a big shakeup in the AA standings here within the next 2 weeks.
Well, as we figured and guessed, Roane County wins the toss. They elect to take possession. They'll go on offense to begin the ball game here tonight. The 29th meeting between these two teams. Appreciate everybody out there in Facebook Live land joining us. We do apologize. We have no actual Wi-Fi here at this facility, so we are working off of my phone's Wi-Fi hotspot, and let's just say it is less than stellar. So we apologize for any freezing up of any of the video, but don't worry. We will be filming this, and we will upload it to YouTube without all the freezing later tonight.
Yeah, great digital quality when you upload it to the YouTube channel. The camera work is stellar, to say the least, and it makes for a fun experience to go back. We love going back and watching the games after the fact. And, we get to see them live, then we have to go back and listen to the Yahoo commentators and see if we can critique them a little bit.
Let's just say the fourth member of our team, Katie Nutter, the camera person, is the strong suit of this broadcast. Raiders take the field. Briar Begler, Ethan Collins will go back deep to receive.
And he's going with the ball straight on the ground.
Yep.
Up men better be very careful. Watch where this ball goes.
Tice Price set to do the kicking for Ravenswood. It will sail left to right across your screen. The 29th edition of Roane County and Ravenswood starts now. Price, a short step, and that is an onside kick, and Roane County struggling to get on it. The question is, did one of the upmen finally pull it down? They did. Wow. That was a very close call for Roane County off of the bat. Great job by the senior, though, Landon Whited, of getting those mitts on it and ripping it away from the defensive player.
Yeah, the way that thing was spinning sideways like a top. Did a great job just to knock it down, keep it in front of him, corral that ball. Roane County, great field position to start this game.
That's the good part. Half the field with which to work. 1st and 10, Roane County, just shy of midfield. Raiders will split Conrad out to the near side. Double wing formation. Collins around the backside in motion. Quick hitter, fullback dive up the middle. A gain of probably 2 on the play before Delk is stacked up by a couple of linebackers.
It was Ballas and Parsons able to meet Delk right up the hole. Just a couple of yard gain, but anytime you can keep positive yardage on the first couple of downs, keep yourself ahead of the chains. Makes life so much easier for your offense. 7
in the box for Ravenswood defensively. Split back formation, receiver to both sides. Greathouse under center, hands it off. Begler outside, fighting forward to the 45 before he is drugged down by the initial contact of Xavier Rodriguez. I can't roll my R's like
Rodriguez.
Thank you. Nice gain of 4 on the play, brings up a 3rd down and about 4 or 5. The yard to reach is the 41 of the Red Devils. 4 down territory for Roane County.
So early on, a little bit of a gut check for the offensive line, see if you can open up a hole for your running backs.
You'd like to take away any momentum that Ravenswood and intensity that they're starting with. Raiders with 3 backs in the backfield. It'll be the 3rd man through. That is Delk. Boy, did he hit the hole with force. And he ran into a Ravenswood defender and pushed the Ravenswood defender 3 yards down the field to move the chains for the first down. That was a powerful run.
Yeah, good. Like, credit the offensive line, opened up the left side of that for – that was Haynes that came up from the safety spot to make that tackle. Always a good sign if your safeties are having to come up and make a tackle.
Raiders moving the chains here for the first time in the ball game. Here's a Cleveland call, and the two ends on both sides for the Red Devils jumping off sides. Raiders will pick up 5 without effort. 10:32 here in the first quarter opening series for the Raiders.
Good job controlling the cadence by Shadrack. And if you're the offensive line, you've got to not listen to the quarterback and know that quick call is coming to try to get the defense to jump.
Fully loaded backfield. It's Begler to the outside. And good pursuit on the edge that time by DeAndre Briggs, the outside backer. Begler will still fight forward for about a yard, and that'll be it for Breyer. Brings up a second down, and we'll call it just shy of 5. Ball resting at the Red Devil 34-yard line.
Yeah, it was just good recognition by the defense. Briggs from the outside backer spot was able to track Begler down before he could get anything moving.
Raiders going with power. Counter. Hand off to Begler. He'll push inside the 30 down to about the 29-yard line. Raiders very close to another first down. And they're going to give it to him. I called him down at the 29, Matt. Might have been the 28, actually, from our view. So the Raiders will move the chains for the second time, 9:40 on the first drive of the ball game.
Good lead blocking by Delk on that one to spring his backfield mate free.
Red Devils still loading 7 in the box. Conrad splits by himself over to the Red Devil sideline. 3 backs in the backfield. Quick hitter. Delk nowhere to go, and he is slung backwards by the big, large individual Ethan Lane, 6'3", 250 for the nose guard for the Red Devils.
Yeah, he got in there quick. Got him around the waist, almost a belly-to-back suplex, WWE style.
No gain on the play. Will be second down and 10 from the 28-yard line of the Red Devils. Opening drive of the game. 3 minutes into the drive, it's been all carries for the Raiders, all runs. 3 backs in the backfield. Greathouse under center. Snap is back. Pitch to the edge. Delk squirts through. Cuts at the 26-yard line. Fights down to the 25. Still working those legs. He will not get any more. A good hard run on second down of about 3 for Skylar Delk.
Yeah, good kick out block by Paxton on that left side. Thought it was going to give him a little bit more of a lane to run through, but that'll set up a third and about 6, long 6, maybe 7.
Again, 4 down territory for the Raiders. Don't have to have it all on this play. They're sticking with heavy. Hard count for Greathouse. This time, Ravenswood does not fall for it. Shad checks with Coach Burdett. She'll call it at the line. 5 on the play clock. Handoff up the middle. That's Delk fighting forward. He'll pick up 3 and no more. So it'll be a 4th down and about 3 for the Roane County Raiders here, deep in the territory of the Red Devils on the opening possession. Raiders have worked already 4 minutes and 20 seconds off of the first quarter clock.
Yeah, I brought up the question, do you try to spread them out or do you establish the run? I think it's pretty apparent that Coach Burdett wants to establish the run in this ballgame.
Raiders stagnated at this very point last week against Doddridge, made it down to the 25-yard line before ending their possession. 4th down, and we'll call it a long 3. Under center goes Greathouse. 3rd man through. Delk, he is hit in the backfield and slung backwards. He will not get it. In fact, he will lose 3 yards on the carry, and the Raiders' first offensive series is done just like that. They will give Delk forward progress back to the original line of scrimmage, but the Raiders, after moving it 27 yards down the field, have stalled out on possession number 1 after 4 minutes and 50 seconds have been run off of the clock.
Yeah, the Ravenswood defense really came out in that first possession, showed that they had a lot of grit and a lot of fire, and like I said, it's the last game of the year. Can't hold anything back.
Receiver to both sides for the Red Devils. Quarterback Jacob Bowling. He has a wing to the far side. Single back. In the backfield is Casto. Here's the pitch to Sean Banks around the outside. He'll cut it back against the grain, and he has got lots of good blocking. He will pick up big yardage on first down. The Raiders pursued on that play, Matt. That is something that I think is the first time I may have said all year. The defense has not done that at all this year, and they did it on the first play.
Yeah, we really have done a good job this whole season of, guys, staying in their lane assignments when it comes to defensive cutbacks. But I think may have been a little surprised by Banks getting the first carry there.
First down for Banks out to the 35 of the Red Devils. Here's the handoff off tackle. Stretching forward is Isaiah Casto. He'll pick up about 5 yards on the first down carry. Good pursuit up the middle, though, by the Raider defense.
Yeah, Delk able to come up from the backer spot to make that tackle, but too much running room, not enough penetration up the middle for the Raider front line.
Give him officially 4 out to the 39-yard line. 6:35 rolling first quarter clock, no score. Double wing formation. Bowling goes under center. Motion man behind, they'll fake the give. Scissors play, oh my goodness. Sean Banks is in open field and nobody is going to catch him. The Raiders fooled on their own play. The scissors misdirection, and Roane County was completely out of position. A first touchdown recorded by the Red Devils.
Oh, man, the whole backside of that defense got caught. They went with the pitch fake to the right. Ravenswood brought Banks back up underneath. I mentioned leading up to this why they haven't gotten Banks more touches, because he has got some speed. Showed it there on that play, outran the entire Raider defense.
Well, a inauspicious beginning for the Raiders, stalling on their first drive and giving momentum to this excited Red Devil team. Tanner set to do the kicking, and he will rip it right through the upright, 7-0. The Red Devils strike first. 30-second break. We'll be back. .30. Well, Boots Blosser, the Raiders worked 4 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock in the first quarter on their first drive before stalling at the 23 of the Red Devils. It took no time and some very poor defense for the Raiders, for the Red Devils to score.
Yeah, they took a minute 50 off the clock on 3 plays, 1 first down. They were all runs. Sean Banks runs a 61-yard touchdown, and Tanner's PAT was good.
That is a direct play out of the Roane County offensive playbook. The scissors with a double wing. They run somebody behind the formation and just scissors it. And the Raider defense just bit. I can't believe they did that because, again, we've talked about them being so solid all year and being very fundamental. They were not on 2 carries of the 3 that time. Ethan Tanner will put it on the ground again. Raiders need to be careful here. And you saw on the sideline for the Red Devils, they are absolutely jacked up right now. Tanner, another squibber over to the side. Roane County will drop on it, so the Raiders again will have half the field with which to work on their second offensive possession. That was Lane Epling dropping on it.
A good job recognition up front. You see the guy setting the ball on the ground. It's obvious, but it's not apparent where it's going. And with that kind of spin, really hard to field that one. Good job there by Lane Epling.
This is an early gut check moment for the Roane County Raiders. On the road against a fired-up 0-9 team, down 7-0 with all their momentum. The Raiders need to get right back on track. Here's Delk. That's one way for Delk to do it. Boy, did he hit the hole with some reckless abandon, spun while being contacted, and he'll pick up a big 8 to 9 yard pickup.
Well, one of the things that we've grown accustomed to seeing is Delk and Begler with yards after contact. There was very little of that in that first opening drive. Very little of that last week against Doddridge. So, like you said, a bit of a gut check time here for Roane County. Can you get a push up front? And can Delk and Begler keep those big legs churning.
Give Delk 9 on the carry, second down and a long one inside Red Devil territory. Hand off Begler, looking for the outside, tripped up. He'll fall forward. I don't know. It'll depend on that far side official's spot. Looks like they'll give him about a half of a yard. So it'll be third down and very short for the Raiders. The yard to reach is the 41. So they are just about 6 inches away from that. 5:20 on a rolling first quarter clock. The Raiders churned up 4 minutes and 50 seconds on the first series and stalled at the 23.
And one thing Ravenswood does a lot is rotate defensive tackles.
Split back formation. Under center goes Greathouse. Sends Collins behind the backs in motion. Quarterback sneak up the middle. Greathouse squirts through for the first down. Give him 4 on the sneak.
Yeah, it was a good decision. You know, you bring the guy in motion and you expect the defense is looking for either a toss or, you know, a rebuttal to the scissors play. Good take there by Shadrack to pick up the first down for Roane County.
Raiders trailing 7-0 after the quick score on Banks's 60-yard carry. First and 10, Roane County inside the 40 at the 37 of the Red Devils. Greathouse going to look to roll and throw. He's got Epling wide open down the field behind everybody at the 10. Epling makes the grab. His knee will fall down at about the half-yard line. But Greathouse had a lot of trouble getting out into the open there. Once he did, though, Ravenswood sold out on run, and Lane Epling was 2 yards behind the 2 defenders. A beautiful on-the-run pass by Greathouse in stride at the 10. And Epling did the rest down to the 1.
Yeah, Shadrack, like you said, he slipped a little bit on that chunked up middle of the field, but there was a couple, 2, maybe 3, just, flattened pancake blocks to free up the open pass for Shadrack.
3 in the backfield for Roane County, led by Colton Paxton. It'll be the second man through, fighting towards the goal line. I don't see a call yet. They're going to say that Skylar Delk is short still. That ball is resting about 3 inches from white chalk.
Yeah, just need to get the nose of the ball over the white line for Roane County to have a chance to either tie this one up, maybe take the lead. 3:40 rolling here in the first quarter.
No fancy, it's gut check time. You've got to rely on the front 5 and the lead blockers. Greathouse under center. 3 backs in the backfield. It will be Shad, and he has got to be in at that point. There he is. Okay. I was waiting. It was the near side sideline judge rolling in with the hands raised, and Roane County has fought right back. That was needed for the Raider offense.
Oh, it was much needed after stalling out the first drive, giving up a huge play to the Ravenswood offense. You needed to come back, establish your dominance up front, run the ball well, and it was a great mix-in pass and a great throw for Shadrack down to Lane Epling to set that one up.
Roane County will go for 2 and the lead. Greathouse pitching it outside. Begler, he's got the room to run, and he'll put the shoulder down and run through Sean Banks into the end zone. And Roane County, a big answer after giving some excitement and momentum to the Red Devils. 8-7, Raiders in front for the first time. 30-second timeout. We'll be back. .326 remaining in the first quarter. A big strike back from the Raiders after giving up the long play to Banks and the 7-0 lead. Raiders get it back in front, 8-7, Boots.
Yeah, a much better drive for the Raiders this time. 6 plays, 2 first downs, 51 yards on the drive, 2 minutes 54 seconds off the clock. Shadrack bellies up to the mashed taters bar from 1 yard out, and Begler runs it in for the 2-point conversion.
Roane County out in front now, 8-7, back deep to receive. Sean Banks, Jacob Bowling. Standing at their own 20-yard line, Ethan Collins will do the kicking for Roane County. And if that stalled first drive and then quick give-up touchdown was not enough to wake the Raiders up, I don't know what will be. I know that Coach Burdett preached it all week, Matt White, that the Raiders were going up against a very solid, although 0-9 team. This was not a team to be trifled with in the Red Devils. We've got a whistle.
Well, the officials have stopped play as we were getting ready to have that kickoff. I'm not sure if it's maybe a clock issue or something.
I think the play clocks are blinking and they don't like it.
They are. It is stuck at 8 on both sides, and they are blinking. One of the referees thought he might be going to relieve himself early in the game, but he might be going in to try to find out what to do to fix that problem. If worst comes to worst, they'll just turn those 25-second clocks off, and the officials will keep it on the field.
Somebody run down there and cut the extension cord running to the play clock.
Absolutely. So we're in a holding pattern here. Again, though, the Raiders, they didn't look in that first drive, Matt, that they had a whole lot of fire and energy. It just didn't look like they were working on all cylinders.
It didn't.
Even though they were able to move it down the field with a couple of plays. And then you could see that Ravenswood, they had so much excitement on their sideline, and they're just trying to pump up the home crowd. It really makes it easy when you're Sean Banks and you rip off a 60-yard touchdown. That helps the cause for the Red Devils. So
that kid came in averaging 10 yards a carry, only 8 touches on the ground, 19 through the air. But he's a big play guy, and he proved it for Ravenswood. But the thing that worried me in that first drive was we're so known for getting yards after contact and getting not only the first push, but getting a second push. And we were not getting a second push from the backs or from the line. Much better job in that second drive. Really just, like you said, gut check time. And Roane County responded, takes the lead. Now it's 8-7, 3:26 in the first quarter, and we might get a kickoff.
You know, Roane County responded offensively after the first series. Now the defense must respond. They must be controlled aggression, just as they have been throughout this year. Collins set to kick. Bowling, Banks stand at the 20. Those 25-second clocks are still blinking red 8s. Collins leg in. This will be a shallow kick taken by an up man, dropped by that up man at the 35. Now he'll go east and west. That's not what you want to do. North and south is the way to go. Lots of Raiders in coverage. I believe that was number 14, Jaden Sayer. On the return, he'll pick up just a couple of yards. It will be 1st and 10 Red Devils at their own 37-yard line. Let's see if Roane County's defense can figure out the misdirection of the Red Devils.
Well, your backside linebackers just have to not bite on play fakes, and you got to stay home.
Double wing formation. Bowling and Banks get a quick talking right before this play. Single back. They'll send Sayer in motion behind. Here's the give. Here's the double reverse. Roane County was staying at home that time. Colton Albright, the backside end. He did not move from his position, Matt. When he saw Banks go away from him, he said, that's coming back.
Yeah, he slid about 3 steps to his left and just planted himself. Anything coming back to that side was going nowhere. Bunner and Jarvis pursuing from behind.
Yeah, Albright didn't make the tackle. Albright made the play.
Oh, absolutely.
Big
100%.
loss on first down, bringing up 2nd and 17 from the 30 of the Red Devils. 2 wings on the near side with Banks. They'll send Sayer in motion around. They'll give to Sayer to the outside. Excuse me, that's not Sayer. That's number 44, DeAndre Briggs. Raiders attacking nicely. So the first 2 plays of the second offensive series for the Red Devils look a whole lot better for Roane County's defense.
Yeah, doing a much better job of staying home on the backside, not letting anything get to the outside of you, force it back in where you've got some help. Again, Roane County's defense buckling down here on the second drive.
8-7 Roane County, 2:05 and rolling first quarter. 3rd down and 18 for the Red Devils. Raiders going with 5 up front. Now they'll take Copen out. So it'll be a 4 big man front. Epling comes in at safety. Receiver split to the near side. A double wing formation for Bowling under center. Casto, the lone back in the backfield. Now it's motion To Banks. He's going to look to throw back to the near side. He has got his man, but this is not going to go anywhere. Skylar Delk, a tremendous read on the pitch pass as the Red Devils are selling out the entirety of their playbook. That was Xavier Rodriguez on the catch, and Delk got to him quickly.
Last game can't hold anything back, Drew.
We know. Fourth down and you've been waiting to get that to me all week. A punting situation for the Red Devils. Begler alone at his 30. Back deep to punt is Ethan Tanner. Standing at his 20. Tanner, leg into it. Line drive punt, lands at the 37. Takes a Ravenswood bounce to the 30, inside to the 25. A tremendous field-flipping punt for the senior Ethan Tanner. And for the first time, Roane County will not start at midfield. 53 seconds remaining here in quarter number 1. The Raiders leading 8-7.
Well, hopefully if that last possession was any indicator, it's not going to matter where we start. It's where we got to finish those drives, Drew.
Absolutely. Roane County 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. They did have to open the playbook just a tad there. Lifted it open and was sneak a peek at some throws. Other than that, it has been an interesting version of the heavy formation. It's not been a power eye right or left. It's been an even formation. Split backs now in the backfield. The give, second man through. And after a yard gain, Skylar Delk is going to be locked up. Very good pursuits by Rodriguez, as well as Tice Price. It's an easy name to say.
Price and Rodriguez.
Gain of 1 on the carry for Delk brings up 2nd and 9 at the Roane County 25. 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Epling splits to the far side. Single wing to the near side. Split backfield. Greathouse going to keep it himself on the QB carry outside. He'll pick up 5, maybe 6 to the 31, depending on where they shoved Shad out. Good carry by Greathouse there. Slipped a little, again, Matt, coming out of the bootleg, but he was able to regain his footing and pick up a nice 6-yard carry out to the 31-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 3.
Yeah, Shadrack, I don't think he's gotten enough love this year for his ability to run the ball. Trying to prove it here in this ball game, getting a couple carries early on, getting the touchdown.
Big 3rd down for the Raider offense. Quick handoff. That's going to be Delk up the middle, and he has got the first down. Man, what a hard run by Skylar Delk. He is taking some contact here in the first couple series. That will move the chains on 3rd and 3 with 7 seconds left. Raiders do not have to run another play.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Delk has been so good at initiating the contact and being able to push through it. First possession got pushed back a little bit. Raiders have responded here now.
Looked a little squirrely to begin. Roane County now looking like they're getting fired up. 8-7 Raiders. A 1st and 10 when we come back with second quarter action. You're listening. Roane County High School football on WVRC. Got a 60 here. Or 230s, whatever it equals.
What's that?
Yeah, a little bit.
And we welcome you back to Spano-Taylor Stadium. Teams switching sides. Roane County on their 3rd offensive possession, leading 8-7 with a 1st and 10 from their 35-yard line. Coach Burdett mentioned, Matt, in the pregame that we needed to be more physical. We weren't on the first series. We are starting to look that way now.
Yeah, really doing a much better job up front, opening up some lanes to run through. Delk and Begler both doing a much better job of pushing the pile whenever they've gotten in into a scrum after that first one. Like you said, the defense was getting the better of Roane County. That's really started to change here with these last 2 possessions.
Raiders are right in that bare spot of the field, 1st down and 10, and I'm telling you what, somebody from Ravenswood took off on a blitz early. I think that was number 54, Brett Parsons.
Yeah, the middle linebacker was trying to time that snap count. I mean, he didn't come crashing through the line, but couldn't quite hold up enough.
Raiders with
the neutral zone.
Raiders with a little bit of help. Sorry there, Matt.
Nah, no worries.
1st down and 5 out to the 40-yard line for the Roane County offense. They lead 8-7, start of the 2nd quarter. 3 backs in the backfield. The give is to Delk again. And again, Delk finding yards hard to grab. He will get a couple, depending on the spot. Actually, they'll give him just 1 on the carry. Brings up a 2nd down and 4 for the Raiders. Ball resting just outside of Roane County's 40 at the 41.
Yeah, credit these front 4 and 5 defenders of Ravenswood really doing a great job of challenging the Roane County line. See if they can respond here with the 2nd down and 4.
Raiders staying heavy. Regular heavy, this time power eye to the left. The pitch to Begler, following lead blocking, and he'll have the 1st down out near midfield to the 48-yard line. Controlled run by Begler. Great lead blocking up front for the Raiders.
Yeah, we've not ran the ball to the outside a whole lot in this ball game. Keep pounding up the middle. Try to catch Ravenswood sleeping a little bit. Toss one to the outside. Good hard run. Nice job picking up that 1st down.
8-yard carry for Begler out to the 48, right near midfield. Roane County goes. 3rd offensive possession here in the 2nd quarter. Roane County leading 8-7. Red Devils struck first with a 3-play drive, a 60-yard carry for Banks. Roane County fought back to score and take the lead. Here's the carry. That's Begler again, fighting to the midfield stripe. He'll push over the 50 and down to about the 48-yard line. Another hard, solid run by the Raiders.
Hill on this near side read that one well. Didn't allow the offensive line to kick him to the outside. Kept that one to a minimal gain, but 4 yards nonetheless.
Roane County pushing just over midfield at the 48. 2nd down and 6. Ball resting at the Red Devil 48. 10-20 and rolling here in quarter number 2. 8-7. The lead for Roane County is 1. Split back formation. Single wing to the far side. They'll fake the give. Rolling out is Greathouse. He'll dump it. He's got Delk at the 40. Delk looking for a move against Banks. A tremendous open field tackle by Sean Banks, but a great fake and a great pass delivered to Delk by Greathouse, and the Raiders pick up a huge gain for the 1st.
Yeah, it was a really nice catch by Delk. That one was a little bit high. He had to jump and turn to contort his body a little bit to get a hold of that one. Credit Banks, that was a touchdown-saving tackle. If he doesn't make that one, Delk's gone.
14 on the pass and catch, 1st and 10 at the 34. Here's the give, Begler. Hard yards once again. He'll pick up maybe 1 or 2. Very impressed with the speed on the edge of the Red Devils. Raiders just staying patient, though, offensively. 2nd down and 9 at the 33 of Ravenswoods. 8-7 Roane County, 9:25 and counting here in the 2nd quarter. White-hatted referee is checking on Begler. He might have some blood on his elbow, so they're going to force Begler to check out of the ballgame. He's upset about it. Ethan Collins will check in. Roane County leading 8-7 here in the 2nd quarter early.
Uncle Rick right on the spot, though, getting him wrapped up. He'll be back next play.
Power I formation to the right. Quick hitter up the middle. Delk jumped over the original line of scrimmage. He'll get down to the 32. They'll give him just 1 more yard on the carry. That'll bring up a 3rd down and long for the Raider offense. Call it 3rd and 8. From the 32 of the Red Devils. Timeout on the field for Roane County. Want to make sure that they get Begler back in. 8:48 left here in the 1st half. Raiders a slim 8-7 lead. 30-second timeout. We'll be back. We welcome you back to Spano-Taylor Stadium and Flynn Field. 8:48 remaining, first half action. Roane County with a third down and long on their third offensive possession of the game. They took nearly 5 minutes off of the first quarter clock to start and went just from the 50 down to the 23 before stalling out. A minute 20-second drive for Ravenswood on a 60-yard run by Sean Banks gave Ravenswood the 7-0 lead and a ton of excitement. Raiders fought back on their second possession, went 50 yards again. 2-point conversion good. A 3-and-out defensively for the Raider defense, and this is where the Raider offense is at the moment. A third and long from the 32 of the Red Devils. 4-down territory for the Raider offense. They've got Begler wrapped up, and he's back in. Split back formation for Greathouse. He'll look to throw near side. He'll set his feet. He's got Delk again on the edge.
Paxton.
Actually, no, that is Colton Paxton, the tight end, on that quick 5-yard out. And that was a quick look, a great pass by Greathouse as he set his feet, Matt, took a little off of it, right to the sideline. The Raiders will pick up the first down.
Yeah, good play fake. You had Paxton leaking out of the tight end spot. You leave Collins in there in that situation to clear the defense, clear that underneath route. You maybe had the option to go over the top to Collins, but I would not do that. Perfect decision there by Greathouse.
Raiders in the red zone at the 18 of the Red Devils. First down 10, the carry for Delk. Look at the hard run by Delk, and he is dragging number 15, Jacob Bowling, down the field with him. He was hit by Bowling at the line of scrimmage, and he carried Bowling for about 4 yards down the field for a nice first down carry.
Yeah, that's what we need to see out of the backs of Roane County. Keep the legs churning, get yards after contact. Good first down carry, stay ahead of the sticks. You got a second down and about 5, maybe a short 6.
At the 14, just inside the 15 of the Red Devils. Split back set. Raiders a hard count again. Ravenswood flinched, but did not jump. Greathouse resets. Snap is back. Give Delk. He's got lots of room. He squirts through towards the goal line. He'll be short. He will pick up the first down. That's the first time that Delk, Matt White, has been untouched for the first 5 yards of a carry. That means good blocking up front.
Good blocking. I think maybe wearing the Ravenswood defense down a little bit. It's going to open up plenty of running lanes as this ball game progresses here. Roane County down inside the 5-yard line.
8-7 Roane County with 7:45 left and a first and goal from the 4. Motion man behind is Collins. Greathouse going to sneak it himself. Boy, he tried to jump over to the tackle on the left side, and there was a red jersey waiting for him right there. Good effort by Shad to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he was fortunate to shed that first tackle. That was Ethan Lane that jumped out and met Shadrack in the hole. Hill was there to clean that one up. And
man, it looks like he gained about a half of a yard on that play as I'm looking. Second and goal from about the 4. And Greathouse wanted to hand it off, and it's on the ground. It's still on the ground. Did the Raiders jump on it? My goodness, I think they did, but they are way back. Delk slipped Matt White as he was coming out of his stance. It was going to Delk. It hit off his hip as Greathouse was trying to deliver it.
Yeah, I think Greathouse saw it, but just not quite soon enough to be able to try to pull that ball back in, realizing that Delk wasn't going to be able to take that handoff and just couldn't corral it. But good job by Paxton finally jumping on that ball. It knocks your field position back quite a bit, but still, if it's a third down, you don't have to get it all in one play.
Loss of 10 yards on the play. 3rd and goal from the 14 now of the Red Devils. Split backs. Under center goes Greathouse. He'll look to throw, rolling near side. He's looking towards the edge. Miscommunication between he and Conrad. Conrad broke the route to the inside, and Greathouse delivered it to the outside corner.
Yeah, it looked like Conrad was trying to do maybe a little bit of a comeback move to plant, turn inside, look for a little bit of a quick hitch. Greathouse was expecting Conrad to head for the corner of the end zone.
So this is very precarious for the Raiders. They had a great opportunity set up 1st and goal from the 4, and it wasn't anybody's fault. It was just slipping on this field that caused Roane County to lose the 10 yards, and now Roane County faces a 4th and goal from the 14. Timeout on the field, 30-second break. We'll be back.
Concession stands behind the selling pop, water, candy, nachos.
6:09 remaining first half. Raiders have it 4th and goal from the 14 of Ravenswood. They lead 8-7 in a game that is shaping up to be kind of close right now, Matt. Boy, this would be a very, very tough thing if Roane County couldn't put points on to take a 2-possession lead, or really still a 1-possession lead at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunate down inside the 5, you have that miscue. That the only thing that was going to stop Roane County on this drive was one of those situations. But you got the ball here on this near side. There's a lot of room out there on the far side of the field, so maybe a little bit of a delay action. You've got Begler over there on the left side at the tight end spot.
Greathouse in the shotgun, sends Collins to the wide side in motion. He'll let Collins become set. Now in motion out of the backfield is Delk, looking far side, pumping, looking over to the edge. He's got Delk, but Delk has nowhere to go. But we're going to get ourselves a roughing the passer, and Roane County is going to get an absolute Christmas present gift from the Red Devils. A late hit on the quarterback. Shadrach Greathouse is what I believe is going to be the call.
That flag was thrown right
Personal
at
foul, roughing the passer, and new life.
Wow.
For the Roane County Raiders. So the football gods did not smile upon them for the slip play, and I think karma giveth and karma taketh away. Reverse that, though.
Yeah, it gaveth this time. That was unfortunate. That was a good play design because Begler was in that tight end spot. He was up the middle, one-on-one. If he breaks that to the left side, he had all kinds of room. That would have been the place I would have wanted to look for the ball to go. But fortunately for Roane County, the miscue by Ravenswood breathed new life into this team.
1st down and goal from the original 1st down and goal mark, and maybe even a little closer. I believe at the 3 is where this ball will be spotted, and the Raiders are right back to it.
No, actually, that's out on about the 6-7 yard line.
Is it on the 6 or 7? I am nowhere near. Listen, if people could see the vantage point that we have, I'm leaning my head out the window just to try to see the play.
Well, the painted numbers on the field aren't very big either, so they're kind of hard to see.
1st and goal from the 8 instead. Roane County with new life here deep in Ravenswood territory. They'll go back to Vanilla with the handoff. The old 24 dive, or 24 lead, I should say, to Begler. And Breyer will pick up about 3 on the carry, brings up 2nd and goal from the 5.
See if Roane County can take advantage of that Ravenswood mistake. Or will Ravenswood pin their ears back?
Boy, and I would say this is one of those early game have-tos for Roane County. You've got to get a momentum completely away from this home team.
Yeah, you can't give them any life when, last game of the season for these guys. It was a big moment early before a game with Hall of Fame inductions, and Ravenswood really has had a lot of energy.
2nd and goal. Here's the pitch outside. Begler looking for the edge. Great lead blocking. Begler cuts off the backside of Colton Paxton, who was kicking his man out. and that gave Begler all the room he needed to dive into the end zone for the Raider touchdown. Great lead blocking Colton Paxton.
Absolutely, Drew. That was a wonderful job. Paxton engaging with his man, driving him backwards. With a smart play. Begler with the cut up to the inside. Touchdown, Roane County.
14-7, 5:09 first half. And again, this is a very early, important two-point conversion. You'd like to make it a two-possession ball game if possible. Greathouse will go under center, backs in the traditional I formation. Snap back. Here
Delaware.
comes the delay. Greathouse rolling to the outside, looking to set his feet. Now he'll pump, and he will take off, and he has fooled his man. He left the jock strap at the 5-yard line, did Shadrach Greathouse, and he'll gallop into the corner of the end zone for the two-point conversion. What a play, headsy play by the senior Shadrach Greathouse.
Yeah, just give him a little head fake. Shades of an old-school Tim Hardaway with that killer crossover. Breaking ankles, getting into the end zone for that two-point conversion.
5:09 remaining in the first half. Roane County, boy, it was interesting there with the 10-yard loss on the second down play where Delk slipped and the ball got down to the ground. And again, you go back to Roane County maintaining possession there. That ended up working out for the Raiders with the big personal foul, roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, it was a couple of plays on that last couple of possessions there, or the last couple of plays down low. Colton Paxton made some good plays that are never going to show up in a box score. Good lead blocking, recovering that fumble, just all those things. I mean, the fumble recovery, that'll show up in a box score. But, those are the big plays that need to be made if you're going to be successful for this Roane County team.
16-7, Boots Blosser.
Drew, an impressive 17-play drive, 6 first downs, 76 yards, 8 minutes and 44 seconds off the clock. Begler runs it in from 6 yards out, and Shadrach pump fakes his man for the two-point conversion.
A lot of mashed taters on that drive.
Bowling and Banks back deep to receive. Collins will kick. Left to right, it will sail. Across your screen, 16-7, Roane County now out in front by officially 2 scores. Collins went short the first time. He'll go deep the second time. Bowling off the good hop at the 12-yard line. The 24-yard line, and great coverage by the Roane County Raiders. Christian Jarvis, defensive end, and he has got a motor this year, and he is fired up. Let's hope the Raiders continue to become fired up here. They need a little more of that spark of energy and excitement. You just don't see a lot of it yet, even with the Raiders leading now 16-7.
Well, like you said, that's a big play from a defensive end on a kick coverage. He came in, laid a hit on the would-be blocker, shedded just ripped through the blocker, and made a really good open field tackle. That's impressive from a defensive end.
8-yard return, 1st and 10 for Ravenswood at their 32. Single wing is Banks on the far side. Now he'll come in motion behind. Here's the off-tackle give. Raiders right there. Massive hit by Colton Paxton coming in from the middle backer position, and he laid the hammer down on Isaiah Casto.
Yeah, just shot through the gap on that one. Great play from Paxton. If he doesn't get him, Shadrach's right there. That was a really good defensive play for Roane County.
Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 from the 31 of the Red Devils.
And you certainly got to credit the defensive line as well. You got a 5-man front. They're occupying the offensive linemen, freeing up those linebackers to make the smart plays that they miscued on that first possession.
Single receiver, wide side, double wing. One of those in motion. The ball is on the ground, and immediately Bowling from his knees grabs it, and that will be a loss of another yard. So Ravenswood showing a little bit of chinks in the armor here in the first half as well. 4:05 and rolling, 16-7. Roane County leading by 9. And a 3rd down and long situation, a good opportunity once again for the Raider defense.
It would be great because in a lot of the film that I saw with Ravenswood, they've had a lot of issues with their punting, getting good snaps, getting good handles, getting good punts off. So if Roane County can stop them here, then maybe we can get a miscue on special teams.
He'll put those 2 wings over there with Banks on the far side. That's the wide side of the field. Shotgun for Bowling. Man in motion behind. They'll fake the give. Bowling's going to look to run. Got by the initial contact. He won't get the first down. Good open field tackle by Sean Conrad. But, yeah, when you heard, and you can see Christian Jarvis is just frustrated with himself because he had a wide-open shot on Bowling and just whiffed on it.
Yeah, just got a hand on him. Bowling's a smaller, shiftier guy. He gave a little juke move to the inside, and yeah, Jarvis, he was licking his chops on that one. Thought he was going to get a big shot on the quarterback.
7 on the carry, 4th and 5, and 0 and 9. You're going for it here. You just don't care anymore. You're going to go for everything. Bowling looking at the scoreboard, and he's going to call a timeout as Coach Hupp wants to maybe think about it a little bit here. If you don't get this, you just saw Tanner on the last punt, Matt White, flip the field. So if you don't get it here, you give Roane County just 2:45 with which to work, but they only would have to get upwards of about 36 to 40 yards. I don't know that you go for this in this situation. If you're 0-9 and Roane County's up by 25, maybe. But this is still a very close game.
Yeah, you don't want to just hand anything over right now. If you would get a miscue on a punt, you'll take that, I think. But if you go for it on offense and get shut down, and Roane County gets great field position with still 2 minutes, 46 seconds on the clock in the second quarter, that's plenty of time for the Raiders to come down and score. I think you take your chances and punt this ball away and see if you can flip the field position and rely on your defense to stop the Roane County Raiders from getting in again before halftime.
But what do we know? It looks like it's the offense coming onto the field for the Red Devils. So the Raiders need to stop the Red Devils just shy, it looks, of about the 42 or 43-yard line of Ravenswood. One thing that should have been mentioned to the Raiders in the huddle there, do not jump off sides and simply give it to them.
Yeah, you got to be very smart up front. Don't listen to the cadence. You need to watch that football.
Here we go, a 4th and 5 in Red Devil territory. Bowling calling for a motion man. Banks was not over there. They've got a new player in. Banks had to go tell the wing on the far side what to do.
He's a backup quarterback too, so watch for some trickeration.
Bowling calling for motion. He'll finally get it back behind. Boy, and Ravenswood is completely out of sorts. They're going to have to burn another timeout. That was some Benny Hill action right there, Matt. They brought in number 10, Dalton Larch, as you mentioned, another quarterback. Twice Bowling offered a motion man to come in motion. He never did. Finally, Bowling just waved his hands and said for DeAndre Briggs to go. Briggs wasn't sure if he needed to set in the backfield or keep moving. That was a cluster.
Yeah, that's tough. You call a timeout, come back out with a play call, and your guys don't execute it properly before you even get a snap off. So that's infuriating if you're a coach. And we'll see. Are they going to go with
I'm seeing number 88 in the huddle now, Ethan Tanner, Matt. He is the punter, so.
And maybe it was intentional. They try to get some of that confusion to maybe get Roane County to jump. I don't know.
16-7 is the score. Raiders up by 9.
Grasping at straws a little bit here, sorry.
Yeah. When you have an 0-9 team, you just can't trust anything, though.
Right.
Because they are going to sell out in this game.
Yeah, last game of the season. Can't hold anything back.
Oh, my gosh. Is this going to be the night that we do this? Huh? Okay, all right. Tanner is set to punt from the 22 of the Red Devils. Begler by himself at the Raider 30. We'll see if it's an actual punt or not. It's a good snap. Tanner will punt it away. A low line drive punt lands at the 40, takes a sideways hop, then a good one for the Red Devils. And I think in the end, Matt, a good decision by the Red Devils. You flip the field again, and the Raiders, instead of having possibly just 35 yards to go, they have now 70 with 2:36 left in the half.
Well, the way Roane County's been mixing up some passing plays throughout this ball game, a lot of short passes and working on, trying to get run after the catch. It's certainly not impossible for Roane County to take 2:36 off the clock and get into the end zone here.
Raiders lead 16-7 with 2:36, as Matt said. They'll have to traverse 70 yards in that time to put another strike on the board. Left to right, they'll travel. The ball will be spotted on the near hash. The senior Greathouse enters the huddle for Roane County. They'll split Epling out to the far side by himself, a wing to the far side, and the back split, Begler and Delk. Greathouse goes under center. Collins in motion to the near side. Snap, quick hitter, off tackle. Delk fighting for yardage, pushing forward. 2 hands on it. He'll pick up 9. And it has not been easy in the first half for Delkin. He gets up. You can tell that he has been battered and bruised a bit, but he continues to run with aggression.
Yeah, it looked like that one was going to be stuffed in the backfield. Ballas and Hill both. Delk just able to slip right in between the two.
9 on the carry. 2nd down and 1. They'll give it to Delk again. He's got the first down. He'll push out to the 44. Give him 5 more on another tough, hard-nosed run by the fullback, Skylar Delk. Boy, he has got very little white on the back of that jersey at this point. 2:05 and rolling, 16-7. Raiders with the lead, looking for a little more before halftime. And they'd like to have it because the Red Devils will retain possession to begin the second half. Split back formation once again. Collins, the near side wing. Snap back. They'll give again, this time Begler right into the teeth of the defense. He may have gotten a yard out to the 45.
Yeah, Ethan Lane really doing a good job from that tackle spot on the defensive side of getting a push through the line and then bringing the backs down from behind around the legs. Having a ball game here. That's his 5th tackle of the game.
Raiders expending some time here down below 1:20 on the clock, 2nd and 9. Delk out of the backfield, near side motion. The pitch to the short side. That's Begler. Cuts up, spins at the 48, and spins away from Banks to pick up extra yardage. Good carry by Begler, but the clock rolls. We're under a minute now. 3rd down and 4 for the Raiders at the 49 of the Red Devils.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Burdett going to be content with not doing anything crazy, at least up until this point.
Raiders will look for something big here as the clock rolls under 40. 3rd down and 4. Collins across to the near side in motion. Greathouse is going to look to throw. Now he's going to look to keep it at the 50. Cuts up to the 45, right near the first down. And we've got a whistle. I think Roane County will burn the timeout with 25 seconds left. Strong run by Greathouse again, Matt. And I think you were right when you mentioned that earlier. He doesn't get a whole lot of credit for his ability to run the football.
Yeah, and he's really done a great job here in this ball game, especially when he gets out into the open field a little bit, showing he's got some shifty moves. And we're going to get looks like we're going to get a timeout by the officials to get a measurement on this ball.
So I assume that means that Roane County will not be charged the timeout yet. But it looks like Roane County is going to be huddled up, so I'd say they're taking the timeout no matter what. That'll be a 1st down as the change stretch. And by the length of a nose of a football, the Raiders will have the 1st down at the 46 of the Red Devils. But again, just 25 seconds remaining in the first half.
Yeah, they're asking the question, do they get the timeout back?
Now
they'll take the timeout, okay.
So we'll take it with them. 30-second timeouts, 25 seconds left in the half, 16-7. Roane County looking to finish off with another score after this message. Just a 30. I can't hear the commercials. Oh, no worries. .9 seconds remaining first half action. Raiders have moved the chains. 1st and 10 at the 46 of the Red Devils, but the Raiders with a 16-7 lead have just 25 seconds with which to work. Again, you know Greathouse certainly has an arm to throw the football. The last time we were at this facility, he was a sophomore and threw the touchdown that helped Roane County over the edge in that victory. So the Raiders obviously can throw it deep if needed.
Yeah, and if you're in the position on the field, you got about 45, 46 yards. If you elect to, you can take a shot about halfway down the field, maybe take one to the end zone. It's a good time to try to take your shots if you're going to in this last 25 seconds of the half.
Conrad by himself to the far side. Collins and Epling bunch to the near side. Greathouse, he's going to give. That is Begler. Boy, Breyer did not have the handle on that football.
It looked like they were trying for an end around as well.
Yeah, I am glad that Begler got a hold of that one. The clock is running, though. Roane County's going to have to hurry and get set here and spike the ball. Greathouse will do that with 8-7. Boy, little home cooking on the clock there. That one rolled from 8.5 down to 7.2 after the referees whistled it dead. So the Raiders will have now a 3rd down and 10 with 7 seconds left. Leading 16-7 here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, it looked like we might have been trying a little bit of a reverse play on that last one. Begler did the smart thing, just got a hold of the ball, got what he could get.
Trip receivers near side, one to the far side. 5-step drop. Greathouse launching it deep to the far side. Conrad's going to have to out-jump his man, and he is fighting for it. It's on the ground. That's going to be called incomplete. What a great effort between Sean Conrad and the defensive back Brandon Haynes on the play. I thought Conrad was going to rip it out, Matt. If he does, that's a possible touchdown. Instead, it is only a 9-point ball game at the half. Roane County 6-2, 0-9 Ravenswood. We knew that the Red Devils were going to come firing on all cylinders, and they have kept it close. It's just 16-7 at the half, and again, Roane County will go on defense to start the second half. We'll take a break for our sponsors. When we return, we'll recap the first half, give you your stats, and we'll check scores around the state in all 3 classes after these messages. We need 6 minutes here. 6 minutes. Thank you.
Marching band.
Crank up my mic, guys, so I may be able to hear the Check. Check. 20 seconds. We welcome you back to Spano-Taylor Stadium in Ravenswood, West Virginia. At the half, your score, Roane County leading Ravenswood 16-7. This was a battle in the first half of play. You know, we talked to Coach Burdett Wednesday night, talked to him in the pregame interview, and both times he reiterated this is a very good team. Do not look at their 0-9 record. And again, he said it in the paper. He said, I know it sounds like coach speak, but he said if you just ignore their record and looked at the film of this team, they are a very scary team to play, especially with what's going on around. They've got the alumni night, the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. They're in front of their home fans for the final time this year. This is their final game. A bunch of seniors are going to be playing their last game here on this field. You knew that the hype would be there for the Red Devils. The question is, would Roane County answer that with hype of their own and intensity of their own following that tough loss last week to Doddridge? Didn't look good at first for Roane County. They chose to take possession, as they tend to do, off of winning the opening coin toss. The Raiders started after an onside kick was successfully recovered by the Raiders at their own 49-yard line. They moved pretty quickly down to the 23 of the Red Devils, but just as last week, the Raiders' first drive stalled at about the 25-yard line of the opponent Red Devils after Roane County worked more than 4.5 minutes, 4:50 to be exact, off of the first quarter clock and got nothing. The Red Devils took possession. It was a quick carry by Sean Banks for a 15-yard first down, followed by a 4-yard carry by Isaiah Casto, and then a 60-yard scissors carry, misdirection play to Banks, and he took off for the races all the way to the end zone. It was just about a minute and 20 seconds is all that drive took off of the clock, and it was just 3 plays before Banks was able to scurry to the end zone, and the extra point kick by Tanner was good. So you leave the first offense and defensive series trailing 7-0 against the 0-9 Red Devils, and they, at that point, were absolutely beside themselves, jacked up. They were all over the place, jumping up and down, screaming, trying to get their fans involved in it. And at that moment, Matt and I looked at each other and said, whoa, we better get ourselves together here quickly, because this is a fired-up Red Devil team. They remain fired up for the for the rest of the first half. The Raiders finally, though, started to get the smelling salts and wake up a little bit. The second drive for the Raiders was a big answer. Once again, an onside kick recovered by the Raiders. It was just 50 yards they had to traverse. They did that with relative power and ease, and the Raiders were able to score the 2-point conversion to take the 8-7 lead. A 3-and-out on the next offensive possession for the Red Devils gives Roane County the ball back again. That began basically at the start of the second quarter, and the Raiders were able to work the ball all the way down the field from their own 30-yard line. They had it first and goal at the 4-yard line. They got nothing on first down, and on a second down play, it was Skylar Delk, who was set to get the carry, slipped coming out of his stance. The ball that was supposed to go into his gut hit him on the hip. It went to the ground. Greathouse dove after it, pushed it backwards. Finally, after the scrum from both teams, the Raiders came out with possession, luckily, on a third down and goal from the 14 now. And so the Raiders got nothing on the third down play. They had it 4th and goal from the 14-yard line. A flare pass from Greathouse to Delk was not going to be enough, but on the 4th down play, a personal foul roughing the passer, giving Roane County much-needed new life on the drive. It was an automatic first down and goal from the 3. The Raiders punched it in quickly after that, and they took the 16-7 lead, a 9-point lead for the Raiders. They held Ravenswood once again on 3 and out. On the next possession, had 2 minutes and 30 seconds and some change with which to work. The Raiders got all the way down to about the 45 of the Red Devils before stalling out on that final drive. So the Raiders, they do have, Matt, a 2-possession lead officially. It's the narrowest of 2-possession margins, just 9 points. You knew that Ravenswood was going to come with the fire. They have the whole first half. They have limited the damage of Roane County to just 2 scores. Raiders are going to have to really continue to battle, I think, most definitely the first couple series on both offense and defense in the second half.
Well, one of the things you notice in that first half, Drew, possessions are at a premium here. Roane County with only 4 possessions after taking the first one. So usually you want to be ahead, in your attempts to try to score. 4 possessions, we got 2 scores out of those. 1 possession into the half.
Yes.
I mean, if they're at a premium and we've got this kind of a lead, and I think we've established enough dominance up front now. After that the first possession, it was a little scary, that we were going to let Ravenswood, just hit us with the big plays.
Just the eye test showed that. And it was one of those things, you can see it. We've seen it many years. You feel those kind of things happening, and so that was scary to begin.
Right. When your first drive, stalls out and you find yourself in a deficit with big plays, with a team that's got all the emotions, all the energy coming out in this ball game. Depth has always been an issue this season, I think, for Ravenswood. They rotate a lot of guys up front, so they try to keep their big guys fresh. But I think this offensive line of Roane County is starting to wear on them a little bit, and we'll just see how that progresses into the second half. If Roane County can come out and get a big defensive stop on the first possession by Ravenswood in the second half, that's going to tell me a lot as to what this team is going to be able to do going down the stretch of this ball game.
Absolutely. I think that, again, the first 2 possessions, both on the defensive side for the Raiders and then hopefully on the offensive side for the Raiders, those will tell a lot about what the halftime adjustments were and if the Raiders will be the more physical team. Ravenswood announced their presence when they started the ball game, but the Raiders really started to fight back again, as Matt White said, and establish some of that power up front, some of that physicality. You just need a lot more of it. It's all the Raiders need. They need a lot more of that in waves, and they've got to be consistent with it. And again, you got to keep possession of the football when you have it and try to turn over Ravenswood when they have it. 16-7 is the lead. Roane County leading by 9 at the half. Boots Blosser, break it down for us.
We won't.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Sorry.
we will. All right.
We had him muted in case he said something mean.
Oh, yeah, like I talk a lot on here. All right, we'll start with the Roane County Raider rushing attack, led by Shadrack Greathouse, who had 6 carries for 17 yards and a touchdown. Skylar Delk had 16 carries for 56 yards. Briar Begler had 13 carries for 41 yards and a touchdown. The passing attack was led by Shadrack Greathouse, who was 3 of 5 for 59 yards. His receivers, Lane Epling, who had 1 catch for 36 yards. Skylar Delk had 1 catch for 15 yards. And Colton Paxton had 1 catch for 8 yards. The offense possessed the ball for 19 minutes and 34 seconds out of a possible 24. They had 0 turnovers, 0 penalties, picked up 12 offensive first downs. And I did keep track of the third down conversions. They were 5 of 7 in the first half on third down and 0 for 1 on fourth down. The Raider defense was led by Skylar Delk, Colton Paxton, and Christian Jarvis, who each had 2 tackles. Collins, Conrad, Begler, and Albright each had 1 tackle. The total offensive output for the first half for the Raiders, 36 carries, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 of 5 passing for 59 yards, for a total of 41 offensive plays and 163 yards. All right, we'll switch to the Ravenswood Red Devils rush attack. They were led by Sean Banks, who had 2 carries for 71 yards and a touchdown. Isaiah Casso, who had 3 rushes for 9 yards. Passing, Jacob Bowling was 1 of 1 for 6 yards. His lone receiver was Wesley Hill. The Ravenswood offense had the ball for 4 minutes and 26 seconds, 0 turnovers, 1 first down. They did commit 3 penalties for 25 yards. The Red Devil defense was led by Brett Parsons and Ethan Lane, who had 5 tackles each, and Zane Bayless, who had 4 tackles. The total halftime output for the Red Devil offense, 8 rushes, 71 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 of 1 passing for 6 yards, and a total of 9 offensive plays for 77 yards. And I believe they were 0 for 2 on their third down attempts.
So other than the 60-yard carry for the touchdown,
Take that one away.
7
We've given up 16 yards in that first half.
Yeah, that one big play, and that seems to be the only difference in this. Roane County could be up a strong 16-0. They're up 16-7. That is what it is. They'll go on defense to start the second half. We'll see if the Raiders can put the hammer down in this second half and try to extend and get away from this scrappy Ravenswood team. After these messages, we'll send it back to the studio for our sponsors. When we come back, Matt White checks some scores around the state in all 3 classes after these messages. Check. We need 3.5 here. 3.5. He's checking. We'll see.
What are we looking for?
He was looking for Poca.
It was 14-0 Hoover. Last time I'd heard, but that'd been a while.
Okay.
Yeah, they
20,
scored
21-0 third quarter.
Yeah, they scored on their first play, 78 yards.
Points up 34-0 on Ripley.
Boo, hiss.
North Marion's up on Frankfurt. Lewis County, 12-7 at the half. That'd be cool.
Would be. Tony, Roane County is up 16-7.
Fighting with Rose. 21-14.
Nice.
Game of the week. Come on, St. Mary's. Six to nothing. That's all that one is. With East Hardy.
Wow. That would be big. Okay. And we welcome you back to Spano Taylor Stadium at the half, 16-7. Roane County leading by 9. Time to check some scores around the state. We got some interesting ones, Matt, to look at.
Yeah, there are. We'll look at a couple of them here in AAA first. Number 1, Martinsburg. Number 8, Spring Valley. Martinsburg 21-14. The advantage in the third quarter. The AAA game of the week. The South Charleston Fighting Withrows against Hurricane, up 21-14 at the half. Switch over to AA. The one that was interesting to everybody in the state, I believe, is the Poca and Hoover matchup. Number 1 versus number 2. Hoover up 21-0 in the third quarter of that ball game. A couple of them that we're looking at that are nearest to us. North Marion up 28-12 over Frankfort. That's number 6. Well, they fell after
number 8.
They're number 8 now. North Marion and Frankfort, those are the teams that are really close to us in the standings. We've also got Nicholas County. They're up 19-7 on single A James Monroe. Liberty Raleigh, again, another team that was right there behind us. They're down 16-12 to Shady Spring. And Robert C. Bird up big on Liberty Harrison, 35-0 in that ball game. One that would get us a bonus point would be great is Lewis County. They're taking on East Fairmont. That's a close one. It's 21-12. Now in the fourth quarter, East Fairmont with the advantage. So we'll see if Lewis County can maybe pull that one out and give us a hand. Nitro up on Sissonville 13-7.
Ooh.
That's a close one. If Sissonville can pull that one off, Roane County gets a big opportunity next week, get an extra bonus point there. Two of our biggest supporters this year going throughout the season has been St. Mary's and Buffalo. St. Mary's is holding in there with number 3 East Hardy in single A, 6-0. That one was reported in the second quarter. And Buffalo, they were up, still are 14-0 at halftime against Van. So a lot of implications there with some of these scores, some bonus points maybe to be had for Roane County this week, and a lot of shifting that's going to be going on in the AA rankings. But the most important score of the night, Roane County 16, Ravenswood 7, about 20 seconds here away from getting the second half started. The ceremonial handshake at halftime. Still never understand that. Pretty sure they understand that, Ravenswood's going to get the ball.
Yeah. If you listen to my introduction speech, I said with few points available, honestly, for the Raiders, I was looking at, okay, Lewis County is not going to be in that game with East Fairmont. I didn't think that St. Mary's would have enough to hang with East Hardy, but if all of those were able to shake out and Sissonville was able to come back and Roane County has an opportunity there, that was way more than I would have given the Raiders.
One that I missed here, I'm sorry about this, the Calhoun County and Clay Battelle, that one's tied up 14-all at halftime. Clay Battelle, the number 15 team in the single A rank. So that would be a good cap and a feather for Calhoun County to be able to knock Clay Battelle possibly out of a playoff spot.
We call them the Fighting George Allens. Here we go. Roane County will take the field as we begin second half play here from Ravenswood, West Virginia. Roane County leading 16-7. It was a very physical and very tough first half for both teams. That's why it's a close one. Back deep to receive will be Jacob Bowling and Sean Banks. Ethan Collins will do the kicking for the Raiders. It will travel left to right across your screen. Again, the first couple series will tell us a lot here in this second half. Are the Raiders going to come out and impose their will, or are they going to have to battle all night here against a fiery 0-9 Red Devil team? Referee's whistle has been blown. Collins approaches, leg in, high, deep kick. Bowling will take this at the 25. Up the middle, looking for a lane. Down to the outside, not much there. He'll be wrapped up. Hanley mounts, and Russell May in there to combine for the tackle after Bowling picks up about 15 on the return.
Good pursuit there by the kickoff team. It was a good kick. I mean, Collins kind of outkicked his coverage a little bit. Gave Bowling a pretty good field to work with, but like I said, let's see what the Roane County Raiders defense is going to have in them to start this second half.
Raiders will start with the 5-man big front. Across that line, Christian Jarvis, Jacob Bunner, Toby Copen, Landon Whited, Colton Albright. 1st and 10 from the 39 of the Red Devils. Bowling will go under center with a pair of wings. Single back is Casto. Sayer in motion. Quick 3-step drop looking over the middle. Here's the deep ball out there is Rodriguez. Or
No,
sorry, that was
Milhone.
Milhone, and Milhone had outrun his coverage. That one sailed just off the tip of the hands of Wyatt Milhone. That would have been a very quick, good strike for the Red Devils.
Yeah, that certainly would not have been what Roane County's defense was hoping to get out of this possession. Fortunately, that one just out of the reach, the outstretched arms of Milhone.
That was a double move by Milhone. Good protection. Bowling, just a 3-step drop. He stood tall in the pocket. 2nd down and 10. Double wing. Sayer again in motion. They'll fake the pitch. Here's the scissors carry, and that time Banks was nowhere to go as Briar Begler came shooting through. That's the exact play that Banks scored from 60 on, and Begler stopped that one before it got rolling.
Yeah, smart play, Begler. He diagnosed that one perfectly. A nice just face mask to face mask tackle. Nowhere for Banks to go on that one. He'll actually go back a yard.
Powerful tackle by the 5'8", 160-pound outside linebacker Briar Begler. So a big 3rd down and 11. And I'm telling you, very late to get onto the field here is Jaden Sayer. This is going to have to be hurried up for Ravenswood. Again, the 25-second clocks are not working, but the back judge has 5 seconds up right now. They'll hustle, and that's going to be a delay of game. Nope, they're going to say, the side judge is going to say that the Red Devil coaching staff had burned a timeout right before that flag came flying in, and I could tell, Matt, that was going to be very close. They broke the huddle as the back judge was putting up his hands, which signals, or foot putting up one hand, which signals 5 seconds left on the play clock. So 16-7, Roane County leading, and the Raider defense immediately has an opportunity to get off of the field with a 3-and-out. This could be a very big momentum shift for the Raiders.
Well, it's going to set the tone for this second half. If the defense gets off the field quickly, get your offense the ball back, see what they can do with it, and you just never know. This could end up being, a 24-7 ball game, with just a couple of possessions gone in the second half. But it's really unfortunate for the players that are on the field when those play clocks are not working, because that's what it's ingrained in your brain to look at those. And when you've got just a blank board, you've got to know to watch for that back judge, because he's the one keeping the play clock time. When he raises that hand up to signal, he puts 5 fingers up in the air. There's 5 seconds left on that clock. Everybody's got to be aware. The sideline's got to be aware as well to make sure, like they did here, that you call a timeout quickly so you can get your offense set.
A team with nothing to lose is dangerous. Here we go, 3rd down and 11 from the 38. Double wing formation, got to be careful of everything. Sayer in motion, 5-step drop. They'll dump it off on the screen opportunity. That one went right into the 11 of Casto, and it goes right back out of the grips of the running back. So a 3-and-out immediately for the Roane County defense, exactly what you needed. And I don't think that Casto, Matt, even if he catches that, gets a first down. Roane County really did a good job of diagnosing it.
Yeah, he would have got the initial block and maybe got to spin to the sideline, but I think Begler would have had plenty of time to corral Casto before he was able to get that first down. So we'll see if Roane County gets the ball back, what kind of field position.
Tremendous punt by Tanner, high into the sky, takes a sideways bounce at the Raider 40, and then kicks forward inside the 35. It will be down at Roane County's 32. Tanner has been a good weapon for the Red Devils. He has been punting, been called upon to punt every possession since the first score. And he's been able to flip field a good bit for the Red Devils.
Yeah, we saw some miscues from the punt game against Buffalo really cost Ravenswood. This time, punting game's really doing a good job flipping the field, giving pretty good field position for its defense. So Roane County, if you're on that offensive line, you got to pin your ears back and try to clear the way for this running game.
16-7, Roane County leading as they start their first possession on offense in the second half. So the defense checked off that first one. Now the second one. Here's a big lane to run for Delk. He'll be upended by Banks at about the 39, 40-yard line. But once again, the Raider front, after that first series, Matt, you mentioned, is starting to flex a little bit.
Well, I feel like there's a little bit of a shift in Ravenswood's defense. They're spreading the ends out a little bit wider than they were early in the ball game, which is taking your tackles out of it a little bit. If you can hold them to the inside, kick a guy to the out, you're getting a big lane there. You're really relying on your linebackers to make plays for you. After, in that first half, Ethan Lane was one of their best tacklers on defense coming up from the tackle.
Ethan Lane's not in right now.
Right.
How about that?
Right.
Begler off tackle, and that might be a big scenario here. Nope, Lane is checking in. I thought,
right on cue.
How do you not have that young man in the ball game? He was tied for the lead in tackles with 5 in the first half. So maybe just a position switch for a second for the Ravenswood defense. And without that big presence, Roane County reeled off 2 big first and second down carries. They'll move the chains. 1st and 10, 16-7, Roane County leading at their 46. Here's the give on the wing sweep. That's Begler over midfield. Puts a shoulder into Banks at the 45 and runs through the tackle of Banks. I tell you, Begler and Banks have met twice, once on either side of the ball, and Beggs has gotten the best of Banks both times.
Yeah, neither guy, real big, known more for their speed, but I think Begler showing that he's got the advantage when it comes to the power going up head-to-head against Banks.
9.5 on the carry for Briar Begler, second down and inches at the Ravenswood 44 now.
Officials going to take another look at this one to see. They're going to call it a first down.
Okay. So initially they were calling it second down and inches. And they got together real quick and said, wait, nope. Nose of the ball is over the 44, which is where we needed to get. So move the chains, give him officially 10 on the carry for Begler. 1st and 10 at the Red Devil 44. In motion is Russell May and the entire left side of the front. Jumping off sides for Ravenswood. Give Roane County 5 more. That's the 3rd time the Red Devils have jumped offside. And honestly, Matt, the only time that Roane County drew them off was the first time. The second 2 times, they were just moving quickly.
Yeah, trying to time the snap count and get a good push up the middle, but yeah, you can't jump everybody at one time that quick.
1st and 5 at the 39. Russell May in motion. He'll come set. Greathouse under center. Delk, the lone back in the backfield. It will be Delk. He's got big room inside the 30. And you are starting to see, Matt, you had the 2 wings over there. They did a good job of kicking and sealing, but the big men up front are starting to really get confident and really get physical.
One of the things, too, that when the offensive line knew which hole that Delk was wanting to hit, the defensive line shot through quickly, and you just kind of escort them up the field. And with those quick hitters, you could really catch the defense being way too over-aggressive.
1st and 10 from the 27. Here's the sweep again to Begler. He's got lead blocking outside. Russell May's going to be whistled for a penalty. Man, that was a great block.
That looked like
by
a good
Russell
one.
May. I got to disagree with that. That was a solid outside block. And that sprung a big run by Begler, but this is going to come back.
I mean, he had a hand extended, but he wasn't grabbing. And the second that the defensive player pulled away, it looked like Russ just let go.
Man.
That looked like a pretty good block to me. I was trying to watch the official's reaction because you had that arm extended. It's really, I think, the only reason that they threw that flag. It was like you were assuming that it was a hold, but I really don't believe it was.
And that is a tough one for the Raiders. That'll back them up to the 39 of the Red Devils. And that's going to bring up a first down and long. 16-7, Roane County leading. The defense did its job. 3 and out on Ravenswood's opening possession. The offense trying to do its job and score. Roane County with a first down and 22 from the 39 of the Red Devils. Greathouse going to fake the give. He'll look to run, and he's got pressure. He'll be dropped for a loss. That'll be a sack. And the Raiders moving the wrong way here. Greathouse gets up a little bit gimpy. It'll be second down and 23 from the 40-yard line now of the Red Devils.
Yeah, that one, a little bit of a kind of a lackadaisical type of play fake on that one. You're really trying to get a quick hitter, nowhere to go. Good defensive play there. It was Sayer coming up from the linebacker spot as well as Hill.
Raiders need something big here to happen. 8-12 and rolling third quarter. Leading 16-7. Double wing formation. Pitch. Here's a double reverse. Begler, he needs one man to beat. That's Banks. Another flag comes flying in late and all the way back at the midfield stripe.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another hold.
Shoo-wee. The Raiders are moving the absolute wrong way if it's on the
I'm not sure
Raiders.
how that official saw that call the way those guys were turned. He just saw an arm extended again, and I think assumed a hold.
Wow. The Raiders are going to be backed up to the 48-yard line. It's going to bring up second down and 30 yards if the Red Devils take this penalty. If not, it'll be a third down and 22. Ravenswood will decline the penalty, and that'll bring up a third down and very, very long. They'll give Begler just about 2 on the carry, so it should be third down and maybe 20. So the Raiders in a precarious situation here, not doing themselves any justice with a pair of holding penalties. But the Raiders have been able to get out of tough situations before.
If it's in this situation, you don't have to get all of this back. If you can get half of it here, you're still in that 4-down territory and set yourself up with a little bit of an easier opportunity on fourth down.
Raiders need positive yardage at least here on this play. Third and 20. 8:02 on a stopped set third quarter clock. Raiders leading just 16-7. Split backs in the backfield. Greathouse goes under center. Snap back. He'll look to pass. Rolling outside. Sets his feet. Dumps it out on the sideline. That'll be a nice carry or a nice pass and catch to the tight end Paxton, but it will only pick up about 7 yards. And it's going to bring up fourth down and about 15 still.
That was a nice block on the outside, right side of that line. Christian Jarvis, he got a pancake block. Take him to IHOP.
So a fourth down and about 15 yards. The Raiders, I can't see very well over there, need to get to what, about the 17-yard line it looks like?
They're about.
Somewhere around the 17 on this fourth down play. Greathouse breaks the huddle into the shotgun. The Raiders will split it out. 3 receivers near side. Conrad one-on-one on the far side. Snap back, 5-step drop. Greathouse, he's got pressure. Gets out of the pocket. He's not going to be able to get loose. He's going to take a sack, and that's going to be another huge loss for the Raiders of about 10 yards to 15 yards. And the Raider offense completely squanders its first opportunity in the second half. And you look over at the Red Devils, they are absolutely fired up.
That's not what you want to do given this team life. You know, you still have a 2-possession ball game. You know, like you said, the slimmest of margins with a 9-point advantage for Roane County. But
and I'm not seeing the Raiders match intensity right now.
They're really not. We moved the ball really well the first few plays, and then you just stall out. I don't know if you're just getting complacent with what you're doing and not firing off the ball the way that you should.
Turnover on downs gives it to the Red Devils with some momentum at the 43. Banks, though, will be lit up in the backfield, a loss of a couple of yards. That was a slow developing play. Greathouse, Bunner, Paxton, all 3 in there to combine to sandwich Banks for the loss.
Well, back to the positive of this game, The defense is playing great right now, Drew.
Yeah, the offense
allowing
needs
nowhere for no open lanes at all for the Ravenswood running backs.
I think that's where the intensity still is with Roane County's defense. The offense just needs to get that level up a little bit here. 7:15 on a rolling third quarter clock, 16-7. Raiders leading by just 9. Double wing formation. You got Banks now split out as a receiver. Bowling's going to look to throw. He's got time to throw over the middle. It's tipped, and it's intercepted by Sean Conrad over the 50, the 45, and down to the 43-yard line. Another interception on the season for the senior, Sean Conrad, with a little tip. Bingo.
He called bingo on that one. Big time, Drew. If that doesn't get the offense fired up for this next possession, nothing is going to. You better come out here right now and take advantage because your defense is carrying you in this ballgame.
Absolutely. The last 2 possessions defensively, the Raiders went 3 and out for Ravenswood, and then the first turnover of the ball game created by a nice play by Sean Conrad. Raiders right back in business where they ended the last possession on a sack at the 42. First down and 10. Single wing formation, back split in the backfield. Quick hitter, Delk. Boy, he was into some traffic immediately on the start of that play. He'll fight forward for a couple, though.
Yeah, it was a quick hitter that just didn't develop very quickly. Offensive line got pushed backwards a little bit. Nowhere for Delk to really get a good first step, and fortunate to be able to pick up about 2 yards on that play.
Second down and 8 from the Ravenswood 40-yard line. Raiders taking their time here on this second play. They may not get this thing off. Look to the back judge, see when he raises that hand. Raiders will get to the line. Looks like they will get it off. Double wing formation. In motion behind is Begler. They'll pitch it to Breyer. Breyer, boy, he's got a lot of room outside, and another flag comes in. You got to be kidding me at this point. Big carry for Begler, and they're going to call a holding again on the Raiders.
The Raider faithful, I think, are just as much upset about this one as we are, Drew.
I mean, very quick to just pull it out of the pocket, and
it was on a double team block too. They called a hold.
Yeah, it's instinctual sometimes, and that's the worst kind of call. If you don't see it, don't call it. So the Raiders are going to be pushed back into their own side of the field now. So go back to that previous possession where things went squirrely at the end of it. The Raiders lost a lot of yardage, and now they're put into a second down and forever at their own 47. Shotgun for Greathouse. He'll keep it, looking to throw. Now he'll look to run it over the 50-yard line. He'll pick up about 6 or 7. So he'll get a little bit of that back, but it's going to bring up a third down and still very long for the Roane County offense.
Good job picking up the blitzer in the backfield. Begler on that fake handoff. Hill coming from the defensive end spot just went straight for Begler, able to occupy him long enough for Greathouse to get outside, pick up a couple of yards, but you're left with a third and about 16, 17 yards now.
The yard to reach is just shy of the 30. Roane County has it at their at the Ravenswood 48. 16-7 the lead. Roane County on third will roll Greathouse to the far side, sets his feet, launches it deep. He's got his man open. That's Delk. Delk behind the defense. It's a first down on 3rd and 16, and then some. A beautiful pass by Shadrach Greathouse.
Yeah, that time Greathouse rolls to his left, has plenty of time. Great job picking up the pass blocking assignments by the Roane County offensive line and the backs to give Greathouse plenty of time to set his feet, make a really nice throw, and Delk just read that one in the air. Defender misplayed it. If he is able to recognize where that ball is, maybe makes a better play on that one, but huge pickup for Roane County. That's what the offense needed to get a spark in this ball game.
They needed 16. They got 34 on the pass from Greathouse to Delk. Back in business. They'll hand it off. Begler fighting forward for yardage. And he will get a couple of yards down just shy of the 10 at the Ravenswood 11. We've mentioned that you need a big play somewhere in this game to get the spark.
And we've had a couple of really big throws already in this ball game. One early on to Epling that got us set up in scoring position down to the 1. So a couple of big passing plays, something we hope that we didn't have to use, but we got them in our arsenal.
2nd and 7, the pitch to Begler near side. Look at the room for Beggs to run. He'll break a tackle down near the goal line. He's shy. And I say the goal line as if I'm really sure, but that was a great lead block out in front. Did you see who that was? That Epling with the lead block?
Yeah, I believe it was Epling out on the outside that really set that play up.
Raiders going tempo. They'll get to the line of scrimmage very quickly. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. I was close, Matt. They'll go back to the traditional power I formation, heavy to the right. Greathouse will sneak it towards the goal line, and he is in. Hallelujah. Oh, a big play from Shadrach Greathouse to Skylar Delk, a 34-yard pass and catch for a first down on a 3rd and 16, followed by a big run by Begler, and Greathouse finishes it off. Is that his 2nd touchdown?
Yes, it is.
The Raiders need something big, and they finally got something big.
A little bit of a shaky start to this 3rd quarter. Roane County really answered the call on that one.
Shaky defensively at least, offensively. Here's Greathouse rolling to the near side. He'll dump one over to Paxton. Little bit underthrown, and Paxton cannot dive backwards.
Conrad wide open in the back of the end zone.
The Raiders, though, will strike finally, and they'll break the schneid that took them quite a while. 22-7 is the Roane County lead. Quick 30-second timeout. We'll be back. Roane County's offense finally breaks the schneid here in the second half. Boy, their defense was holding them up, propping them up a little bit, and it was looking shaky again before that huge pass and catch from Greathouse to Delk to give Roane County new life, and they finish it off, Boots Blosser, with a score.
6 plays, 2 first downs, 42 yards on the drive, 3 minutes, 37 seconds off the clock. Shadrach Greathouse plunges in from 1 yard out, and the 2-point conversion from Greathouse to Colton Paxton was no good.
(22-7), Roane County leading. Still just a 2-possession lead for the Raiders, but that felt pretty good to get a score into the end zone finally for the Raiders. So Collins will set to kick off. Bowling and Banks back deep once again. 22-7, Raiders leading. 3:36 left in the 3rd. Collins approaches, gets a leg into this one. A line drive to Bowling at the 25. He'll move it to the outside, looking for the edge. Where's the flag? There it is. Now it's like if they're going to call those things, that better go both ways, because Ori May, Matt White, was having his jersey ripped from his shoulder pad. And that one's going to move the Red Devil offense back quite a ways, because that was a deep hold right about the 36-yard line.
Yeah, we've seen the last couple of drives that white hat loves calling holds, so yeah, you better call that one.
3:29 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Raider defense has been stout, a pair of 3-and-outs. Actually, no, 1 3-and-out, and then a pick by Sean Conrad on a tip bingo play, giving the Raider offense new life and a chance to put score on the board, which they just did. And the defense back at it here. 1st down and 10, Red Devils at their own 26-yard line. Double wing formation. Banks around the back in motion. They'll fake the pitch. They'll give it up the middle, and that's the first time we've seen since the first series a handoff to Isaiah Casto. He picks up big yardage on the first down carry. Give him 9 out to the 35.
Yeah, Casto, leading rusher for this Red Devil team, has been pretty quiet in this ball game.
Give him 9 on the play. Lane Epling will check out back to the 5-man front for the Raider defense. They've got 5 bigs in on the line trying to match the intensity and size of the offensive line. Another double wing set. Bowling goes under center. Now they'll send Sayer in motion. I think somebody moved. Yep. That's going to be the left guard, Brandon Bragg, who came up out of his stance a little bit quick.
It was either Bragg or Ball, the left tackle, one of them, maybe both of them were moving before the snap.
So back them up 5. That's been an issue, Boots Blosser, for the Red Devils. Penalties have cost them a bit here.
Yep, they are up to 6 penalties for 45 yards.
3 of those were of the offside variety on Roane County's offense. So back them up 5 yards, brings up a second down and about 6. The ball resting just outside the Red Devil 30. This time it will be Banks in motion. They'll hand it off once again, and a big hole once again for Casto. And Casto, the last couple of carries, has chunked up big yardage on the Roane County defense. 22-7, Roane County leading by 15. 2:30 and rolling here, third quarter. Red Devils finding something of effect here in this first part of the drive. Double wing, Banks around in motion. This will be the carry to Banks, pitching it to the edge. And look at the pursuit outside by Christian Jarvis. My goodness. Jarvis shucked his offensive man off, and he was standing grill to grill with Banks, who made a business decision, Matt White, to take it horizontally and run out of bounds.
Yeah, if he tries to cut that one back, Jarvis is going to have plenty to work with. Yeah, made the right decision. Greathouse runs him out of bounds, but that play 100% made by Christian Jarvis.
That'll bring up a second down and 15 for the Red Devils after the loss of 5 on the carry. Ball resting at the 32-yard line of Ravenswood, 2:10. On a stop third quarter clock, Raiders leading by 15, 22-7. Sayer in motion around the back. We got a whistle from the back judge. Delay of game for the Red Devils. Penalties starting to pile up for the Red Devils now. That will back them up 5 more. It'll bring up a second down and 20. Well, they've got third down on there, Matt. Did I miss something? I think it's second and 20, but I could be mistaken. Yeah, they've got third and 20 listed on the board and on the official down and distance marker, so we'll go with them. A big third down opportunity for the Raider defense here. Ball resting at the 27 of the Red Devils. They'll stick with the double wing formation. Sayer around the back in motion. Bowling's going to look to throw. He'll dump it out to the outside. Banks, he's dangerous in open field, but look at Ethan Collins, equal to the task. Just broke himself down, Matt, and made a great open field play on the speedy Banks.
That's something we know that Collins has been fantastic at. He's been, I would say, for the last 3 years at least, our best in-space tackler on this team.
Again, Collins is playing a little bit banged up. He dislocated his thumb. I think he dislocated it or just hurt it very badly a couple games ago. He's got that left thumb heavily wrapped, Matt, and he is gaming it out here. That's a big play. So Tanner set to punt it away from the 20-yard line. Begler alone at his 35. Tanner has flipped the field a bunch. A low end-over-end line drive takes a huge Ravenswood bounce inside the 40, inside the 30, and down to the 23. Business as usual for the senior Ethan Tanner.
Yeah, doesn't get a lot of height or distance necessarily on the initial kick, but really does a great job of getting it to go end over end and keep rolling, and really has flipped the field position several times for the Ravenswood Red Devils. Roane County's offense, let's see if you can extend this lead. 22-7, the score. Roane County up Minute 53 left here in the third.
So the Raider offense, they've been shaky at times. The first series ended a little bit shaky in the game. And then the first two series, well, the first one was looking pretty shaky for the final 3 plays. They went backwards. And then the second one was looking a little rough before the big connection from Greathouse to Delk, giving the Raiders new life. They ended up punching it in. And they lead, again, as Matt White said, by 15, 22-7. 1:53 left in the third. 1st and 10, Roane County on their own 23-yard line. Split back formation. Greathouse is going to move some personnel. He'll move Begler to the other side of Delk. Under center he'll go. Greathouse going to look to throw. He has got Conrad wide open down the field. Oh my goodness, what a play by Bowling. Conrad was 6 yards behind his defender, and Greathouse lasered it in. If you lob that in a little bit more, Matt, that's going to be a free touchdown for Roane County. Bowling, though, a tremendous play from his safety position.
Yeah, just all the credit in the world to Bowling. Recovered nicely to get a fingertip on that one, or that was going to be a huge play for the Roane County offense. Colton Paxton was down there, had a pretty good look as well coming over the middle, but, yeah, Conrad had a huge jump on Banks on the outside.
Conrad was looking for another tip bingo on the offensive side. Double wing formation. Begler in motion behind. They'll pitch it to Breyer. Up the gut he goes. He's got one man to beat. That's Bowling. He'll cut behind him, and he will pick up the first down yardage and then some. Big carry of 15, 16. Will give him 17 on the play.
And finally brought down by Brett Parsons, having to track him down from the middle linebacker spot. Good response here early for Roane County.
When the Raiders are not being penalized for holding, Matt, they're making some big holes now.
Yeah, and like I said, the defense seems to be spreading it out just a little bit more, which I think is going to open up some running lanes right here for Delk up the middle.
You called it. That's going to be the fullback dive, and Delk with 2 hands on it, pushing out past the 45 to the 47. He knows right now that one thing you can't afford to have is a turnover while you've got some momentum brewing here offensively. A nice hard up the gut dive for Delk, 4-7. 2nd and 3 out to the 47. Go the Raiders, leading 22-7. 1 minute remaining and counting here in quarter number 3.
And it looks like Delk and Shadrack are having a competition to see who can have the muddiest jersey by the end of this ball game. Both of these guys really putting out a great effort here.
Absolutely. Double wing formation yet again. They'll motion in front across Begler, and I think Begler caused that.
He did.
Begler took off in a hurry across the line in motion.
Yeah, he gave a little bit of a fake, too, like he was taking a handoff right as he went past Greathouse. And I think that is what made the defense jump. That was the left end. That was Hill that came off sides.
I think they underestimated the sneakiness of Begler there. 37 seconds left, and the Red Devils continue to mount penalties. That's another one offsides. That's their 4th offside penalty of the game. Raiders going to bring in freshman Shea Harper now. And again, Delk, as you look down on the sideline, he has been punishing, but he's also taken some punishment. He'll get a breather here. Harper will be the tailback in the backfield. Greathouse going to hand it off to Shea. Shea off tackle, fights forward, big carry for the freshman. Gain of 7 yards.
Number 31, Shea.
And going back to that first drive of the second half, Matt, you're seeing the offensive line start to punish a little bit and wear down the front of the Red Devils. It'll be a 2nd and 3 at the 41 of the Red Devils after we come back for the 4th quarter. 22-7, Roane County on top. You'll be back after this 60-second timeout. Okay, it's nice to have those fresh legs right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great if you can give Delk a little breather there. Yeah. Give him an extra minute or 2.
He's up. Delk's at 20 carries, and Begler's at 19.
Yeah. Where are they as far as?
83 for Delk and 89 for Begler.
It's been tough yards, but they've been good ones. Okay. Let's get them both over 100. We welcome you back to Spano Taylor Stadium, Ravenswood, West Virginia. Good Lord, anybody from Ripley, do not get on me for that, or anybody from Ravenswood. 22-7, Roane County leading. The defense has been extremely stout in the second half and really throughout the game, other than giving up that first score on the first possession. They have not given up much defensively. Offensively, it's been interesting to say the least. Back and forth they have gone. But the Raiders are doing enough right now. After the 7-yard carry for Shea Harper, it'll be second down and 3 for the Raider offense. They'll go off tackle with the give to Begler. He'll be locked up and stacked up. No gain on the carry, bringing up a third down and 3. Ball resting on the Ravenswood 41-yard line. Right to left go the Raiders here in this final quarter.
I was checking to see if there was where we were at as far as those bonus points that could possibly be out there. And the only one left now is Buffalo.
Dang.
All the rest are pretty much in check.
Yeah. Well, I didn't expect them. I was excited for a second. Third down and 3 for the Raider offense. Like to see him keep moving here. Split back formation. Delk back in there. And it will be Delk off tackle and Delk into the secondary, and Delk will move the chains with a big chunk of yardage. That is going to get him extremely close, Boots, to the 100-yard century mark. That was an 11-yard carry from the 41 to the 30.
That's going to put him up to 94 yards on 21 carries.
He has been a workhorse tonight. Again, he's been taking some punishment inside between the tackles. He's a tough young man, though. First and 10, the Raiders continue to churn here in the fourth quarter. They lead it 22-7. Looking to go 7-2 with one final game remaining at home next week against the Sissonville Indians. Split back formation. Greathouse under center. Misdirection carry on the counter, and boy, they've got Begler locked up and strung out. And they will send him to the turf quickly. That will be a loss of 2. Nope, they'll give him forward progress up to the 31, so it'll only be a loss of 1 for Beggs.
Well, you could tell pre-snap that Sissonville's
I got you working on
that. You got me already thinking
red
about
and
next
black,
week.
though.
Yeah, Ravenswood's defense was really selling out on the run. You're thinking that at this point, Roane County is going to try to keep that clock moving because it is definitely in our favor.
Double wing set across in motion. That's Russell May on the carry. He's got lead blocking. Please do not call a holding this time on the Raiders. May's got good yardage and extra stuff there as May was being ridden out of bounds and dropped. Somebody jumped on late. And that's going to be another penalty on the Red Devils. And that is frustration leaking out of a Red Devil team that had really held their emotions in check until right there.
Yeah, that was, just a guy coming in and jumping on the pile late. I mean, it wasn't really a vicious hit or anything like that. It's just, once the play's over, you gotta hold up there. And the officials are going to talk about it a little bit and see.
May had a nice gain of about 4 yards on the play, but they're going to add to it. And so that's going to give Roane County 15 more yards after the run of Russell May. And the Raiders will have it 1st and 10 inside the 15 of the Red Devils. And it will be spotted at the 14-yard line. 22-7, Roane County leading with 9:48 left in the game. You got to put this one in, Matt. You got to do it. This could break the backs of the 0-9 Red Devils if you can somehow find a way to put it in.
Yeah, it could be the old nail in the coffin. Put this one out of reach.
May in motion across. He will set right beside Begler. Twin wings on that side. Quick hitter up the middle. Delk fighting forward. He'll get to the 10. So give him 4 more yards. He's just a pair of yards away from the century mark. Begler is not far behind him, right, Boots?
He's at 88.
So we are getting quite close to a pair of 100-yard rushers for the game. Just 2 more needed for Skylar Delk. 9:20 and rolling here in the fourth quarter, 22-7. Raiders leading by 15. When I say 22-7, I mean 22-7, in case people are wondering. Single back is Delk. Will they stick with him? They'll send May in motion in front. He'll come set outside of Begler. It's going to be a pitch to Delk to the outside this time. He'll pick up 1 more yard before he is tackled hard by Lane. I tell you, Lane has been a man among boys out there for the Red Devil defense.
Yeah, that was also Price coming in from the corner. Read that one really well, and he went low, Lane went high. And, yeah, Lane, the defensive tackle, if you're giving a guy, a player of the game award, I'd say I go give it to that big fella.
3rd down and 6. The ball resting on the 9 of the Red Devils. Raiders can get a first down at the 3. 22-7 the lead, though. Roane County chunking up yardage here and slowly churning clock. It's down to 8:20. Roane County will split Epling and May out to the far
Clock's
side.
Down. Back judge had the hand up, delay a game.
Did the Raiders get a timeout in, or did they not? They did not.
Doesn't look like it.
So that is a very, very big mistake for the Raider offense to back them up to 3rd down and 11 now. Ball resting on the 14 of the Red Devils. Do the Raiders have another big play in them here on a 3rd down opportunity? That will stop the clock at 8 minutes, 10 seconds. Epling splits to the far side. May splits to the near side. Split backs. Delk and Begler. Under center goes Shadrack Greathouse. He'll fake the give. He'll roll near side. He'll dump it off over on the sideline to Paxton, who jumps over the defender, and he is right near the first down line. I think he's got it with the effort. The old Owen Schmidt leap over the defender on the sideline, and that will pick up the first down for the Raiders. Wow. And I'm with you, Matt White. When you said over the middle, there was Epling on the backside, wide open at the goal line, but Greathouse was rolling to this near side. His eyes just were not turned.
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to be your first read on that play, but if you can get your head around quick enough and see that, oh, man, that's a huge play. But what a effort play by
First
Paxton.
and goal for the Raiders. Greathouse wants another one. He won't get in. I think he'll pick up maybe a half yard. Yeah, we'll pick up a yard on the carry, so it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 1. 7:20 and rolling here in the contest. Raiders leading 22-7. This could be a backbreaker for the Red Devils. What a jump, though, by Paxton. That extra effort. He didn't have the first down at first. He was at the 5, and he just sacrificed the body.
Yeah, he's trying to be the runaway milk truck.
Yep. Heavy package to the left. Power I formation. The give to the 3rd man through is Begler, and he will squirt through for the Raider touchdown. And if you guys would go back, I don't think we're going to get it on camera, but you could have seen the enjoyment in the body language of Jacob Bunner, one of those up men. Bunner came out of the pile doing a dance.
He was doing a little jig or something. I'm not sure what you would call that, but you love it when a big man gets excited like that and shows off the fleet of foot.
The Raiders officially now out to a 3-possession lead with just 7 minutes left. That may have been a backbreaker for the Red Devils. 28-7. Roane County leading, looking to go for 2. Traditional I formation with the wing being Paxton. We've got a whistle. And another delay of game called on the Raiders.
Game ball. Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Retry the extra point.
And again, Matt, you talked about the issue with the 25-second clock. It's just miserable not to have those. You get used to technology. You you forget that there's a guy back in the back of the end zone also making those calls. So the Raiders will attempt the 2-point conversion from now the 8-yard line. They lead by 21.
Like that stopwatch was running a little quick, though.
Greathouse looking for the hot pass into the back of the end zone. He had Epling open and just missed him. Epling diving towards the back of the end zone at that hash mark pylon. Nevertheless, the Raiders will score, and that was a big touchdown and a big touchdown series for the Raider offense. 28-7. Roane County now leads by 3 scores and just 6:57 remaining. Boots Blosser, that was a good drive at the right time.
14 plays, 5 first downs, 77 yards, just under 7 minutes taken off the clock. Begler runs it in from a yard out, and the 2-point attempt from Greathouse to Epling was no good.
And that's one of the best things.
I haven't seen a Houston all year, Matt. I think that was the first Houston I've seen.
It might have been. We haven't seen very many of them, but what a good drive.
Yes.
You know, that's what we really needed. Take off some time, punch it into the end zone. Like you said, this could be really the backbreaker for this ball game, possibly putting it out of reach. You never know. I mean, but the way this Roane County defense has been playing, I would be shocked if Ravenswood was able to put up any points against us for the rest of this ball game.
I feel really good now about the offense after that 7-minute, 14-play drive because they needed it. They needed something to make them feel a bit better about the way this game offensively has gone for them. So it will be Bowling and Banks once again back deep to receive the kick from Collins. Right to left, it will go off of the right foot of Ethan Collins. High, shallower kick. Bowling drops it, picks it up, and he will be swarmed on by a bunch of jerseys to make sure that he still has it. It will be 1st and 10 at the 36. That almost was disaster for the Red Devils with 6:55 left.
Yeah, fortunate to keep possession of that one was Bowling. Right there in the middle of the field where field conditions are the worst. It's a little muddy there in the middle of the field. So Roane County defense back in business, still good field position again for your defense.
Delk will not be in here on this series. They've got Russell May in at the outside backer position. They've shuffled some guys around. Again, Delk has got to be worn out after his night, offensively at least. So 1st and 10 for Ravenswood at their own 36. They'll split Banks out to this near side. He's one-on-one right now with Ethan Collins. 5-step drop for Bowling, looking to throw. He's pressured. He'll dump it out. Collins fell, and that is Banks past the midfield stripe. And now Banks giving a little bit of excess.
He's bragging about that jump cut just a little bit.
Yeah.
Got to be careful with that, son. You don't want to get flagged on your team after making a big play.
Just unfortunate for Roane County, though. Collins, off of the second move, slipped at about the 45. That left Banks wide open. Good recovery and coverage for Lane Epling, though, to make that just a 1st down pass and catch. 1st and 10, though, in Raider territory at the 44. 28-7, Roane County leading by 21. Bowling's going to look to throw. He has had all sorts of time tonight. He'll go deep down the field. Rodriguez double covered, and
Milhone.
Conrad almost got himself another one.
That was Milhone.
Why do I keep calling him Rodriguez?
7 and 2, I'll give you that one.
Okay, I'll take it. Great double coverage, though. Epling out there helping out, and I thought Conrad was going to swipe another one back deep against Milhone.
You thought there might be watching down here on the sideline, checking on Bunner. Something happened on that last play. Maybe stoved up maybe a finger, wrist, or something. Taped him up.
Well, hopefully he is okay. Big cog in the Raider wheel on both sides of the ball. Stopped clock with 6:40 left in the game. Rodriguez will go in motion. Up the middle, it's Castro. That's been the best play of the second half for the Red Devils, and he will chunk up big yardage on the 2nd down carry. We'll give him about 6 on the play. The clock will roll. 28-7, Roane County leading as the clock is whittling down near the 6-minute mark. 28-7, that last touchdown we are hoping was the backbreaker. Receiver to both sides. Watch out for Banks one-on-one here from the near side. Rodriguez in motion. Bowling's going to give it up the middle. That'll be Casto. He'll pick up a couple yards right near the first down. Still fighting for yardage. That looked like a Delk or Begler carry late with some assistance from the Bigs. That will be a first down carry down to the Raider 30.
Yeah, Begler got first contact. You give Casto credit. You know, he's not giving up on this game yet. He's trying to will his team back into it. Still under 6 minutes, though, down are the Red Devils. 28-7 advantage for Roane County.
Clock continues to roll, 5:40 and counting here in the final stanza. 1st and 10, Red Devils at Roane County's 30-yard line. Receiver to both sides, wing to both sides. Casto, the lone back in the backfield. Bowling's going to throw. Again, he's had all day to throw all day. This is a short throw, though, and that's going to be another pick. That's going to be Conrad. He had the positioning on Milhone, Matt, and he outleaped the receiver in front of him, and that will be the second multi-interception game for Sean Conrad, the senior.
Man, Conrad really has had an excellent season. You know, the defensive cornerback position, it's really a tough thing to do. You know, you're out there on an island a lot of times by yourself, and Conrad really has made some spectacular plays for this defense throughout the season. That one, just another one, getting the possession back. Roane County now deep in their own territory, but with a 28-7 lead.
Yeah, that was a huge stop for the Raiders. If you can run a little clock here, even if you don't get a score, you just basically put this one down to almost being out of reach. I formation for the Raiders, 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line. Off tackle give. That's Begler quickly into the secondary, and he'll pick up big yardage. That will put him right near that 100-yard plateau.
Yeah, left side of the line with an excellent block to spring that one free. Ravenswood was really bringing all the pressure on that one.
Give him 8 on the carry, bringing up 2nd down and 2. 4:50 and rolling here in the final quarter. Raiders leading by 21, 28-7.
And Bunner back in there, good to see.
Absolutely. Raiders will go heavy. Actually, no, they'll just go regular traditional I formation. This will be Delk fighting forward, and is that going to put him over the century mark? If that's a first down, it does.
As long as he got 1 yard, he's got 100.
He got more than that. Boots, I think they got 4 on the carry. So there's one with a hundo. How far is Beggs away?
He needs a 3-yard dive.
Come on, 3. .420 and rolling.
Nice.
28-7, Roane County has moved the chains. They've got it out to their own 15-yard line on a 1st down and 10. Greathouse taking his time. Gets under center. Snap back. Here's the pitch to the outside. Can't see who that is. That means it's Begler. He's got the first. He's got the first to touch. I'm going to get him the 100 yards eventually here. You know when you can't see the running back, it's Begler.
Yeah, he's short in stature, big in heart.
Boy,
big plays.
Yep, he only needed 3 to top the century mark, and that will be 5 for Begler. So both Roane County running backs are over the century mark so far. Now, again, you don't want him to go backwards at all and lose that after giving him a lot of props.
And each one of them have 24 carries on the night.
Begler went out of bounds on that carry, so the clock is stopped at 3:58, 28-7, Roane County leading. Single back set. They'll give it to Begler on the wing sweep, and Begler will back down the field a little bit that time. Pretty cool moment over there with Epling and Banks battling it out. Epling with the lead block, and he and Banks going at it. Epling slipped and looked up at Banks, who helped him up. Healthy respect for those two. They've seen each other a few times in basketball season. Clock will move again, down under 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. 28-7 Raiders. Double wing formation, motion to Collins. A whistle, and is that another offsides penalty on the Red Devils? Man, that is number 6 on the Red Devils.
And again, that was Parsons trying to time the snap coming up the middle.
That will move the chains once again. The Raiders have a new set of downs. This series started at their own 5-yard line. It's now out to the 28 of Roane County. And this is a perfect time to have a sustained drive. 28-7, Raiders leading. How many penalties, Joe Boots-Blosser, on the Red Devils?
They are sitting at 10 for 75 yards.
Been a tough night for them. Double wing formation. They'll motion Collins to the near side and set him. Here's the give. That's going to be Delk. He'll just get back to the line of scrimmage. And the clock will continue to roll under 2:45. Delk's helmet comes off, so Shea Harper will check back in. Harper came in at a very important time when Delk needed a breather, Matt. Picked up a nice 7-yard gain, the freshman, doing what he is asked to do right now, and that's really cool.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Harper's maturation this year and being able to run hard in between the tackles, something that he's never been accustomed to. He always has wanted to hit the home run. He's learning it's okay just to hit for a single.
Very bright future for the freshman Shea Harper. Greathouse is looking at the back judge. Snap, here is the give to Harper, and he'll fight forward. Again, a nice carry by Harper. Oh, yep. Collins out on the side, lead blocking, and a little extra coming in there from Jaden Sayer. After the whistle, he was, and again, you don't like to see it, Matt White, but when you're an 0-9 team and you had a chance in this game in the first half and things have not gone your way, it's almost just inevitable that 15 to 18-year-olds are going to get a little bit upset sometimes. You try to keep your emotions in check. If that's the worst that happens, I'm okay with it, because it's got to be frustrating for Ethan Sayer, or sorry, for Jaden Sayer.
Yeah, and I think Collins did a good job too of just backpedaling away from the confrontation, and that actually prevented Sayer from getting a penalty even called on him. But you know, you've got to know the refs are going to be watching for that now.
Timeout for the Red Devils. We'll take it with them. 30-second break. 1:20 left on this one. Looks like the Raiders are going to come into enemy territory and get win number 7 on the season. They lead 28-7. We'll be back after this. A win is a win is a win, right? Undoubtedly, we will not say this was an easy victory for the Raiders. They were in their own way offensively for 3 or 4 series. Ravenswood, they came into this game with fire and excitement. They hadn't let up on it until that last 7-minute drive, 14 plays, 5 first downs that extended the Raider lead to 28-7. Give credit to the Red Devils. They pushed Roane County in this one when the Raiders still offensively were not quite at their best, but defensively, after the first 3-play drive, the Raider defense has been outstanding.
Yeah, the defense really has been phenomenal in this ball game. You know, I'll be curious to see what the total yardage is at the end. In the first half, aside from that one big play, only 16 yards given up by the Raider D.
Shea Harper on another carry. He'll fight hard for yardage. He's right near that yard to reach at the 38. He'll be short by about a yard. That will bring up a 4th down for the Raider offense. And another timeout for the Ravenswood defense. And so Delk, it appears as if Delk's evening is in the books. And if that is the case, what a night for Skylar Delk. It was not easy to get the yardage he did. And he was punished on many of those carries. He delivered some of his own, but he'll end the night, if he is not back in, over the 100-yard mark, and we're waiting for Beggs. Is he over it now?
Yeah, he's 106 now.
So they're giving the freshman Shea Harper some opportunities here with the Raiders leading 28-7. And I'll tell you, they're not always going to be pretty. They're not always going to be the cleanest of games. Defense will give them the credit they absolutely deserve. The offense, it's not always going to be great, but you go into enemy territory against a motivated team, you walk out of here with a win.
Well, like I said, the way that ball game was played out, there was a lot of premium on the possessions, and we had 4 in the first half. We scored on 2 of them. It's okay. It's not perfect. It's not even the 98% done, like John Penna. But the second half kind of felt the same way. I mean, we moved the ball well enough to have enough confidence that we could move the ball. It was just a couple of the drives we couldn't finish. And, in this hostile kind of territory, that's okay. We came out, we've played well, and we put enough points on the board, and you said it during the break, a win is a win is a win. It doesn't matter how.
Just when I said Delk's night was done, Matt White.
And there he's back in.
Delk back in on a 4th and 1, and he will pick up a very large first down carry.
Tackle by number 2, Rodriguez. And number 35, Hill.
So give Delk 1 more yard there at the moment. And the clock will run. 1st and 10 Raiders at the 40-yard line. 28-7. Roane County is going to move to 7-2. Of course, as Matt White said, the bonus points are just not there to be had for the Raiders in the next couple of weeks. They did get 1.
Be more curious about the movement shakeup in the middle, because pretty much all those teams that were in that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 range, I think everybody won their games. So who's going to get enough points? Roane County, if you're only getting 6 points and maybe 1 bonus point for this week, it's going to hurt your score.
Yeah, they're getting the bare minimum here with
Right.
6 points against a single A team. The teams around us are playing double A and triple A
when you're
teams.
sitting at that 8.1 mark and you only get 6 for this week, it will hurt your average. But we'll see how that all shakes out over the rest of the weekend. There could still be other games where those forfeits are coming into effect too. So we'll see just how it shakes out, and on Tuesday we'll find out last week of the season where we're going in at.
Roane County can only control what they can control, and they do it here tonight. It was not the easiest victory, but hey, those are sometimes the sweeter ones. 28-7 is your final score. We'll take a break for our sponsors. Come back, recap the ball game, give you some stats, and your Willard C. Starcher Auto Parts Player of the Game Award after these messages. Just 1 minute here. Yep. And we welcome you back to Spano-Taylor Stadium. Final score, Roane County comes into enemy territory against their longest-standing rival, the Ravenswood Red Devils, and they defeat the Red Devils on the final night of the season for Ravenswood, 28-7. The Red Devils will finish winless on the season, but I tell you what, it did not come without a fight by the Red Devils. Roane County's first offensive possession went from the 50 to the 23, stalled out at the 23. The Red Devils took the possession, and immediately after 3 plays were in the end zone with a 60-yard touchdown run by Sean Banks. And at that moment you thought, wow, this is going to be interesting if the Raiders offense does not come back. They did immediately. They scored to take the lead 8-7. And from that moment on, although it was not easy and it was not always pretty, the Raider offense did enough that they could do. They got another score on their third possession to take the lead out to a 2-possession margin, 16-7. But really, it was the Roane County High School defense here tonight. After that opening drive possession, they gave up nothing to the Ravenswood Red Devils the entire second quarter and the entire second half. The Red Devils struggled to move the ball. The Raiders' offense, again, at times in the first couple series in the third quarter, the Raiders went the wrong way, but they made a couple of really big plays at really crucial times, including you go back to that second offensive possession in the second half where Shadrach Greathouse hit Skylar Delk on a 34-yard pass and catch on a 3rd and 16 when the Raiders were moving the wrong way, the second straight possession. Roane County ended up punching one in there to extend their lead out to 22-7. And they got another one to make it 28-7. And again, the defense was masterful. Other than that first drive for the Red Devils, you go in, you get the job done, and you go home with 7-2 on your record. And again, if we're looking at points, it's not going to be many. The Raiders may fall even with a victory here to 8 or even 9, depending on what happens in the craziness around the state. But as we mentioned, Matt, you can only control what you can control, and that's the team in front of you. And the Raiders came in and did it.
Yeah, very, very proud of the way they handled the adversity in this game. That opening possession, that one big strike that got the Raiders down, could have really just demoralized this team. A lot of buzz in this stadium as well with all that Hall of Fame, inductions before the game. Crowd was very excited. You could tell this Ravenswood team was very excited. They came out in this, last game of their season. They just wanted to battle. There's a lot of seniors on this team. At least 6 off the offensive line alone. So, it's going to be a tough road down the stretch for, these young men that not a lot of depth right now, but, you just can't say enough about the way our guys just battled. And they kept fighting in this game, even though the offense moved the ball well enough, weren't clicking, weren't necessarily capping off the drives the way that we would have liked. Defense was stellar. I mean, absolutely, minus that one play, I would say the defense didn't give up 40 yards in this game. I mean, really want to hear that here in just a moment from Boots, but Conrad played in the secondary. 2 picks in this ball game. Big momentum shifts. If Ravenswood is able to either complete some of those deep passes or force pass interferences, it really changes the momentum of this game. And Sean did a great job of keeping it on Roane County's side. The offensive line played pretty well. I mean, they were up to the task early on when Ravenswood really challenged them in the first possession or two. And eventually we just were able to wear Ravenswood down. And it came to show late in the game. You had hands on hips. So just really proud of these guys. And like you said, with the points, it doesn't matter. You don't get style points in high school football. Yeah. You get the base points of what you get, 6, 9, or 12. You get bonus points for teams that win. Oh, well.
Yeah.
If we happen to fall down into the rankings we've got next week, we've got to go out, be ready for Sissonville next week, and put a cap on this one and call it good.
The Raiders came into this season with a couple of goals. Number one goal was to be 1-0 every single week. They've done that all but 2 weeks so far on the season, and their second goal was to make it back to the playoffs. And with this victory tonight, I would say without question that secures Roane County in the top 16 now. If you can get the victory next week, you'll just see where it shakes out.
Yeah, now you're battling to try to get a home field game.
Yep.
That would be awesome. That's something that we've not seen for, what was it been now, 10 years?
Yep.
It was
2011.
The last time the Roane County was able to host a game.
And the only time.
And It's great to be in that middle of the pack, honestly, because if we come in, a lot of those years that we've came in, we had to go play Bluefields, we had to go play Bridgeports, teams that were really just overmatched us. If we can fall somewhere into that, the 7, 8, 9, 10 matchups, those are some teams that I think we can compare with. You definitely don't want to go out in the first round and have to play a team like Hoover or a team like Polka. I'll be really curious to see where Bluefield ends up. If they sneak into that backside, they could really challenge some of those top teams like two I just mentioned, and then Independence and Point Pleasant and those teams as well. So it'll be very, very curious to see how this AA standings shake out throughout the next week.
And again, that's going to include at the November 1st, which is Monday. That'll include all of those finalized forfeits or no contests that were required to be in and registered on the 1st. And so we assume that the November 2nd on Tuesday official WVSSAC rankings will include all of those games. And so that is going to shake things up a little bit in all three classes. We'll just have to wait and see to find out exactly what's going to go down with those. Roane County, though, victorious here tonight by a final score of 28-7, and they are now 7-2 on the year. They've got Sissonville next week at home, finally back to the friendly confines of the Roane County High Schools County Stadium. And Roane County improves the overall series with the Raiders and the Red Devils to now 20-10. Boots Bloster, you got it for us over there?
Yep, with a little help from a light, I got some stats for you here. We'll start with the Roane County Raider rushing attack. Briar Begler had 25 carries for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. Shadrach Greathouse had 12 carries for 13 yards and 2 touchdowns. Skylar Delk had 26 carries for 104 yards. The passing attack, Shadrach Greathouse was 6 of 12 for 112 yards. His receivers, Skylar Delk, 2 for 49. Lane Epling had 1 catch for 36 yards. Colton Paxton had 3 catches for 27 yards. The Roane County offense possessed the ball for 37.5 minutes. They picked up 25 first downs, 0 turnovers. They did commit 4 penalties for 30 yards. On third downs, they were 8 of 12, and on fourth downs, they was 1 of 3. The Raider defense was led by Sean Conrad with 2 tackles and 2 interceptions. Greathouse, Begler, Delk, and Colt Paxton each had 3 tackles. The total offensive output for the Raiders, 68 rushes, 232 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Passing, 6 of 12 for 112 yards, for a total of 80 offensive plays for 334 yards. The Ravenswood Red Devil rushing attack was led by Sean Banks, who had 5 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown. Isaiah Casso had 7 carries for 39 yards. Their quarterback, Jacob Bowling, 3 of 7 for 32 yards and 2 interceptions. His receivers, Sean Banks had 2 catches for 26 yards, and Wesley Hill had 1 catch for 6 yards. They had the ball on offense for 10 minutes and 30 seconds. They picked up only 4 first downs. They did turn the ball over twice. And as a team, they had 10 penalties for 75 yards. They, on third down, the Red Devils were 2 of 6. They did not attempt a fourth down conversion. The Red Devil defense was led by Xavier Rodriguez, who had 8 tackles, Ethan Lane, who had 9 tackles, and Brett Parsons, who had 8 tackles. The total offense for the Red Devils, 15 carries for 92 yards and a touchdown, passing 3 of 7 for 32 yards. They had 22 offensive plays for 124 yards.
And it all breaks down to a Roane County victory, 28-7. Raiders now 7-2 overall in the season. They've got one final shot at Sissonville next Friday night. Talk about that. And we'll talk about the next broadcast, but we'll wrap things up with the Willard C. Starcher Auto Parts Player of the Game Award after this message. Okay.
Bluefield won too, so kind of hoping that team from Virginia would knock them off.
Yeah. I don't think anybody wants to see them in the playoffs.
No. Oh. Liberty Raleigh went down.
Really?
And Kaiser went down.
Yes. Drop Kaiser.
Boots really does not want to go.
I made one trip, spent the night, did never want to go back.
We welcome you back to Ravenswood, West Virginia, wrapping things up here tonight. The Raiders come into hostile enemy territory against their longest-standing rival, the Ravenswood Red Devils, and defeat the Red Devils 28-7 to improve to 7-2 on the season. One final regular season game for the Raiders. We believe that this one officially makes it Roane County back to the playoffs for the first time in 4 years, but they want more. They want to try to get up into that top 8. To do it, they'll have to defeat the Indians next Friday night and have some help. That'll be at 7:30 p.m. Before we get to that, let's talk about the Willard C. Starcher Auto Parts Player of the Game Award.
Real quick before we get to that, some score updates. Liberty Raleigh and Kaiser both falling. Those are teams that were real close to Roane County in the stands, as well as Frankfort. They lost to North Marion, though, so it's very highly likely that North Marion will move up in the rankings. Nicholas County as well. But with Liberty Raleigh and Kaiser and Frankfort all going down, we shouldn't probably fall more than to 9th, I would hope. And then going into the next week, we'll see what we can do. So, but as far as this game is concerned, Drew, the defense was spectacular. And one of the catalysts of that was Sean Conrad. 2 interceptions that were huge turnovers for this team, really solidified the momentum in this game. So for me, tonight, our Willard C. Starcher Auto Part Player of the Game is Sean Conrad.
And well-deserved for that young man, Sean Conrad, our Willard C. Starcher Auto Parts Player of the Game Award. Again, don't forget, Wednesday night, we'll have the Raider Review show on the air. We'll talk about all things Roane County sports, and we'll have Coach Paul Burdett in studio to discuss this big victory and preview the last home game of the season in the regular season against Sissonville. Again, our next sports broadcast will be that Friday night game against the Indians. 7:30 p.m. is the scheduled kick. 7:05 p.m. we'll be on the air with pregame coverage on WVRC. 28-7, Roane County wins it. That'll do it for us here tonight. We appreciate you joining us on WVRC 104.7 FM and streaming live on Facebook as well. For our entire broadcast crew, great job, Amy Mace, her first time as our studio tech back at WVRC Control. Boots Blosser, the stat man. Katie Nutter, our camera person. Matt White, our color commentator. I'm Andrew Miller. Have a wonderful night, everyone.